Alrighty, I guess this is a unretirement ceremony. I don't know. Anyway, we have the entire gang here right now for this episode of the BoDcast. I would be doing it with video, but this is kind of a last minute thing, and I really didn't feel like setting everything up. So we have Bruce and John, and of course I'm Courtney. Really, we're just gonna shoot the shit.
I mean, I guess this is the coming out party that Courtney and I now live in Dallas, so we're all in the same city.
Gang.
And it took us, we've been out here for like half a year.
Already? It's been that long for real?
Yeah, like 5 months.
That's half a year.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Coming up, yeah.
I was gonna say, you're missing a whole month for it to be half.
That's like a whole week though sometimes.
No, I came out in May.
You came out at the end of May.
May 23rd.
Exactly.
What's today's date?
That will make it exactly 5 months. It's November 23rd.
My math's fucked up, so fuck it.
Yeah, my math's probably fucked up, so I don't care.
I think that is 6.
Okay, we'll just call it 6 then.
Fucking getting this together was literally Courtney is more antagonistic than he's usually been. I think it's because of the proximity to me. It just makes him want to fight me.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just, I legitimately just don't feel like really making content anymore.
Well, sometimes, I don't know, I think like with everything kind of getting back on, everything's kind of, there's some stuff that's still on standstill. I mean, I don't know. It's a big week though. It's a big week in like geek culture.
I mean, San Diego Comic-Con's actually what's happening next month.
It is.
Is it?
Yep.
That I didn't know about.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I didn't know about.
I literally only thought that there was Masters Revelation premiered today. I haven't seen it yet. And then you got Hawkeye's 2 episodes hitting the mañana.
Yep.
And then
I gotta watch them before I go to work.
Ooh, yeah, I might have to catch that.
But all the nerd stuff, that portion of the nerd stuff, ain't really what we came here to talk about.
True.
You, John, your punk ass. You've been throwing, which is funny, because when you called me yesterday, I was like, I meant to text you and say, why the fuck? You always throwing out, hey, we could do a podcast episode on this, but your punk ass still has never been over. But that's dead now. You're actually sitting on our couch
here.
right now.
He sees, yes.
You're sitting on our couch right now. But the most recent one that you brought up was talking about the WWE and all these wild ass releases, because we were thinking about getting tickets to WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. It's just crazy.
Me personally, I'm unsure about it. I'm still kind of on the fence of whether or not I really, really want to go.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, so I guess we can just start talking about these wild ass releases.
So I was listening to a podcast before I even found out that this was happening. This year they have released 80 people.
Yeah.
That's other companies' full rosters.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
This ape shit.
It's a little difficult to want to actually like put down tickets at WrestleMania, even when it's in your hometown, because like the thing that gets me first and foremost is just all these releases. So it's like, what WrestleMania could you even think about having? That's not going to be the same as what's going on right now, because now they have to have less people than what they've cut. Yeah. And then the whole thing there is you have to bargain with the fact that now, I guess since COVID, Mania has been a 2-night event. So
I mean, which in my opinion just works kind of better anyway, just because you're not cramming in 5 hours of a fucking wrestling show.
I mean,
I
don't know. I mean, I like the whole idea of like it being like one whole day, like a basically a huge day. Like when we went in 2016, I think we got there at like 2 in the afternoon, and with pre-show, with those matches, with the Andre match or whatever, and then like each, I don't know, it was that year. It was really, really segmented, really good. You had the Rock John Cena segment, you had the New Day and Legends segment with Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley.
Yeah.
You had a lot more, I guess, to offer. Where like, I don't know, like it seems like they cut them up, and this may just be me, but cutting it up to 2 shorter events, you know, they don't know which days are which. I don't know. I just think that'd be really frustrating for the people that, you know, like I said, funds are tight with everybody these days, you know, because of, you know, layoffs or whatever, pandemic aside. And then you've got, you know, like if I was taking my kid and he wanted to go see, you know, the New Day, and I could only afford a Saturday ticket, only to find out that the New Day's performing on Sunday. Now I'm like, well, shit, you know, which I don't have kids. I'm just saying, like, even me as a giant kid, you know, that would, if I wanted to see, you know, Roman or whatever exciting match, but my ticket's for Saturday and that's the only one that I could afford.
Right.
And then boom, you know, I find out that match is on Sunday. So it's like, well, damn, that just shoots everything down. And
well, I think, well, my thing is, which is funny because I meant to tweet this earlier. I saw a commercial for Mania at the gym, and
motherfucker going back to the gym and shit. Look at you, get yourself a normal schedule.
swell mode.
And the one thing that got me was that in the commercial at the end of it, in the small print, it said card subject to change. And I was like, we don't even have a fucking card yet. Why are you even putting that on the commercial?
Yeah.
At least put it on the commercial once we have a fucking card. We don't even have a card yet.
And that's what I was going to get at. Like, there's 2 factors. There's no card set, so buying tickets now, it's fucking November. Mania's in what, April?
Yeah. You're literally, you're literally just basing it on the hype that is WrestleMania.
Right.
And now the difference to me is in the past, Mania weekend was a weekend.
Right.
So you had the Hall of Fame, you had NXT Takeover, then you had Mania, and then you have the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
So that's different events for each day instead of you got Saturday and Sunday for Mania. Okay, but there's no Hall of Fame. Like, at least the traditional. NXT's changed so much that TakeOver no longer exists. You're debuting somebody every week on NXT. Like, I have lost, like, NXT was the shit for me. I've lost all interest.
Dude. Yeah, same.
So,
that's what got me back into wrestling.
Even if they had their thing, NXT, they're going to have an event on the Friday of Mania. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they had the Hall of Fame ceremony. Like
honestly, it was so mixed up. It's not
this year, I mean.
Yeah, I guess that's the other thing is like the way that they've changed it. Everything is just like, well, now you're not gonna really know until the last minute. Yeah. Like you're not gonna like they may have the Hall of Fame because it used to be Hall of Fame was on Friday. NXT was on Saturday, and then Mania was on Sunday, and then you had the Raw after Mania. Where now you have Mania both nights on Saturday and Sunday. You're probably going to have the Hall of Fame on Thursday. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it would. I don't know when. When was Halloween Havoc for NXT? Was that on?
That was
Wednesday?
in October. I didn't even.
So
watch.
I think
they're on Tuesdays now. So they did a special Wednesday, I believe.
So I think if they do like a NXT thing again, I don't know how 2.0 is going to be moving forward. Only the last time that I watched NXT recently was when I tuned in when they gave Mandy the women's belt because I was like, okay, that seems like something that they're going to do, and it kind of makes sense for the way that she's been running with her stable. They got the tag titles. Like they might as well just put the fucking
look at the
belt.
female version of the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't watching around that time, but that was the last time that I watched it. But that was Halloween Havoc.
Really?
When they gave her the title.
Yeah.
So I think, and I'm pretty sure that was a Wednesday. So NXT's like pay-per-view before Mania will probably happen on that Wednesday night.
Probably, bro. Yeah.
Because if they fit into the format with Hall of Fame Friday, night 1 Saturday, night 2 Sunday, Raw after Mania, NXT's on Tuesdays anyway. So they probably just run it, just keep it going, and then keep SmackDown in the Dallas area. But
I mean, but like that's the thing is like how does a fan like literally put their funds into the most?
Probably have to be Thursday.
It might have to. Yeah.
On
Unless the only thing you could probably flip flop would be NXT, whatever their event is, Takeover, and then the Hall of Fame. Like if that's either coming either Thursday or Friday, one of them is coming like either or. But I mean, I don't know.
I'm wondering if SmackDown is going to be in Dallas.
Maybe. Yeah. Unless they do it on a Tuesday. But even then, like NXT, that like their Mania back from Mania, it may be like, I don't know. That was weird because in 2016, so the Takeover, the one with Finn and Joe and Shinsuke and Sammy, that was in a smaller convention. Like they basically had all 3 major arenas. Like they had the Hall of Fame at the American Airlines Center where the Mavs play, and then they had NXT since it was still unrelatively like the developmental division. They had that at a convention center downtown that probably sat maybe 20,000, but we packed that 20,000, bro. Like that was more energy than I could. It was like it was like an NXT arena almost. Yeah. And then Mania was at AT&T Stadium. But now, I'm not sure how that'll work as far as like if they're going to do it at the convention center. Because then I'm pretty sure they're going to bring back Access, which honestly, looking right now, that's probably the only thing that I would be like, cool, I could do that. I could just go. It's like the convention. Yeah, it's like the convention with all the props and all the ring and like the cemented car from Stone Cold, all the legend shit. And then they do appearances. Which that year in 2016, it was cool. Yeah. Because they even had a ring and they had some NXT matches from a lot of the unknowns that were up there. But yeah, it's I don't know, with the roster just being so empty, it's like.
And the funny thing, and so I want to preface for the person that might be listening to this later on. I think. Like the roster itself obviously was very bloated, so it's not like the roster is like super depleted. I think the issue with all of the releases, at least for me, is that most of them don't make sense for what they were doing with some of the wrestlers, and then other releases just don't like. They're depleting like certain divisions where it's like, well, hey, you'd hope to fill out a pay-per-view with women's matches or tag team matches, and then you don't have that many tag teams or women wrestlers because now each brand has 4 or some shit like that. So I pulled it up on my phone. The releases from last week are John Morrison, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, Ashante the Adonis,
hit roll,
Tegan Knox, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, and Jackson Riker. So
Jackson Riker should have been gone.
Right. So Jackson Riker should have been gone. Right.
Like the other 2 members of Forgotten Sons.
He should have been cut like 3 months ago for that first round.
Like when I was like heading into NXT, the Forgotten Sons were on there. And was it Wesley Blake? When he was with Blake and Murphy, I was like, okay, he's back into his own thing. Finally gets called up. And then it's just like Jackson Riker's like, let me say some shit publicly to fuck this entire stable. Right. And I'm like, because they could have had the Elias treatment where they weren't over. Elias was not over in NXT. But he got over when he went main roster.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember when we went to the NXT Live event and he was there and everybody was like, okay.
He was?
Yeah, remember when they was chanting Wicker Park?
Huh.
Yes. That was Elias. Elias.
Oh, they were calling him the Wicker Park
Hipster.
Hipster.
Yes.
Elias got over due to
and
just being that guy that gets beat up by the legend. Like, he'll come and just say some shit, and then a legend will come or someone will come and just, fuck him up and gets the pop. But, like, at some point...
But, like...
He was getting over it.
Yeah, people were snoozing on his matches in NXT. Then he went up, boom. So, like, I was like, okay, Forgotten Sons can do this. Then Jackson Riker was like, hey, let me ruin anything we happen. And as soon as he said something, they disappeared off TV.
Bro.
And then they broke him up. And then, damn, I don't remember the other guy's name. Wait, Steve something?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he got cut first. And then they had Wesley Blake with, he was someone's lackey. Mm-hmm. I think it was King Corbin. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Then he got cut. And fucking Jackson Riker was with Elias. And then they broke him. Then they had them separate, and Riker was getting more TV time than Elias.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, everybody's like, no one. This dude ruined 2 other careers. Why you keep him on roster?
Right, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, so I think, out of those names, like. Now, again, I will say that, for the record, I got back into WWE, like, following it more closely earlier this year, before Mania. I think it was before the Rumble. It was before the Royal Rumble. So I was not watching NXT when Hit Row was there. I do remember the formation of Hit Row, because I remember, like, the WWE Twitter, or maybe it was the NXT Twitter, they have, like, their own separate pages. I think they do. They, like, made it a big deal about these 4 separate wrestlers coming together.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, these guys are not fucking around in NXT. They about to start tearing shit up. And I was like, all right. And I kind of saw it early then, like, you had, like, the rapper swag and all that. So I was like, okay, well, they might be able to do something with it. So I'm not going to, like, judge it. Because when I first saw it, because funny thing is, when I first saw Bianca Belair with the long-ass ponytail, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was just like, why does she have this long-ass ponytail? I don't get it. Like, that could be a fucking hindrance. Yeah. Like, somebody can take advantage of this on the regular. But seeing Bianca was the reason. I was like, but you know what? I like her style. Yeah. So fuck it. I'm gonna just jump on her bandwagon and hope she gets pushed to the fucking moon.
And she sure did, bro.
And that's literally what it was. Because it was 2K19 that did it. Because I was like, all right, she got the jacket, she got the, like, glasses, the little fucking the ring light glasses, as I'm now coining the term, the ring light glasses. She had that, and I was just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Like, it's something about her look.
She got charisma.
Like, it's something about her. It's something about her look. Yeah. That, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna back her. So that was before the Rumble. So this year is really when I really got back into kind of, like, following it. I was watching SmackDown, not every Friday, but whenever I got home from work, and I was like, you know what?
That was one of mine. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Yeah. I'm gonna miss it. Because when I was at work, Courtney worked at the time, worked later than me. He would live tweet SmackDown and not just be on Twitter. So if you don't follow him, like, you kind of missed it out. But I was just like, see what Courtney's talking about with SmackDown. Killed a lot of time for me at work.
But it was, that was more recently. But before we moved, I would watch SmackDown, from time to time when I got home from work, and I was just kind of, winding down and things like that. But it's been weird this year watching the releases. Mm-hmm. Now, again, a lot of them don't make sense. Like with John Morrison, for example. Mm-hmm. Again, don't watch Raw. We don't have cable, so we don't watch Raw, and I don't watch it like on, like, streaming or anything like that. I don't watch it. I don't find ways to watch Raw because I just don't feel like wasting my fucking time. But you know, I never understood. I didn't like the Johnny Drip shit with Miz. Yeah. Apparently it was over, but I know the type of performer that John Morrison is. He's athletic as hell, even at his age, because I think he's like almost mid 40s.
Yeah.
He's athletic as hell. He's a good wrestler. So it didn't make sense because I know after this recent release, people were saying that people were bringing up the fact that he had been released recently and they brought him back. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That he had gotten released.
Yeah.
And then they brought him back just to put him in the Johnny Drip ship and not do anything with him once Miz went to go do Dancing with the Stars. And then they released him again.
So, with that, I'm going to speak on that and then I'm going to go back to your hit row thing. So, with that, because when we were at, when we went to Money in the Bank, like Miz was injured and he was, you know, in Morrison's corner. And then right after that, they had their split. And then Miz went to do Dance with the Stars and kind of ended their story.
Yeah. To
which WWE could have played more into. You got Miz on his show. Fucking film a segment, man, where fucking Morrison goes up to the rehearsal, beats the shit out of Miz. Miz still dances. And now, you know, like you can build, you got a bigger audience now with Miz on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
So
that was one weird thing that they kind of that I heard that they just kind of dropped because before Miz left for Dancing with the Stars, the way that he broke up their team, he like attacked them, and then he left for Dancing with the Stars, and then it's just like, oh, that story's never going to get picked back up.
But you could have built him up, like that's what I'm saying. You could have had, and you could have built him up with like legit matches, like. I don't know. It's just and I don't, man. Yeah. It may be me just like, you know, to your whole counter. You said you've been watching more wrestling. I have probably not paid attention to it more, so I don't even know. Like, I mean, just from what I see. So I mean, I still like to be an avid fan and I keep up with the product, but like, there's so much talent that Morrison could like. That's the thing. It's like they're right up his alley. Anybody athletic, he could be having marathon matches. He could be having, you know, U.S. championship matches. He could be mixing styles with like the big heavyweights of, you know, Big E and Lashley and you know, like shit. I mean Roman. You know, like you could have like that's what I'm saying. If you really wanted to build him up, and
he has main event.
Yeah, he's got main event. Yes,
he was a main event before they cut him the first time.
Yeah,
and it's just like, you know, you see these. You see these moves, and WWE obviously has the power, and even like organically, like you can get the rocket strap put to your back, like perfectly. Like I even saw, I mean, shit, it happened with Rusev years ago when he went to that gauntlet match, and he faced like I don't know how many people, but The Miz was the last one. But man, that Rusev Day stuff, bro,
fucking missed opportunity.
Like, he was literally, like, that guy, he could have won the championship that night. And it was really primed to do that.
Yeah.
Like, so in one night, I mean, like, you know, it happens either in one night or either in a couple of weeks. You get behind somebody or you just show somebody, like, an upset. But that's such a missed opportunity with John Morrison because, like, that dude can work in the ring.
He can work.
He can work.
Yeah.
Like, he can work.
Kind of what Dolph Ziggler was a couple of years ago.
Dolph still works.
Yeah, but when they call people from NXT, he's their first feud.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a great worker. He can put on a great match. He can, like, because
I
remember when Tyler Breeze got called up. And NXT Tyler Breeze, like, first run, fucking magnificent.
Oh, bro.
Jesus, main event.
Yes.
The
next Shawn Michaels to me.
Yep, and then they call him up. Then he put him in that feud with Dolph Ziggler, and then it was like, okay, all right, and then it's like the second week, it's like something's off.
Breezango.
Something's off.
That's when I saw it
because they took so part of Tyler was his entrance. They shortened the fuck out of that, and then the matches didn't mean anything after a while. His second match didn't mean shit, and then they were like, all right, we're done.
You're literally talking about the only guy to have for WWE to have wrestled Jushin Thunder Liger and put on
a fucking fantastic match.
A fucking clinic, bro.
Yeah, like that's what I heard.
Breeze was to me that was NXT's heyday. Like the roster there, it could not have been better. You had literally all indie talent under the WWE banner, which is like, I don't know, that felt good because it was all people that were just great workers that Triple H like collectively like, I'm gonna grab you, I'm gonna grab you, we're gonna meld your style. And it was like, damn, like that. I can remember that pay-per-view. Like, Breeze and Liger opened, and I think the closers was Bayley and Sasha, and that was their first match, I think. And it put on, man, a show,
like,
bro.
Okay, I still got to get back to it.
Yeah, I was actually
you know what, let me
Yeah.
knock this out first. But what NXT after the reality show and then the original like Seth Rollins and them run, what it became was because they sent Tyson Kidd down. It was like and Natty, they both got sent down to NXT. It was we can't figure out what to do with you, so we're going to send you to NXT. And fucking Tyson Kidd got the fuck over. That I think was the first takeover, the four way was Sami Zayn, I think it was
Tyson Kidd,
and Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
That match is like, look, if you have time, Courtney, because I know I will go back and just watch that one match.
That made me a fan.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm starting watching NXT. Okay, onto the Hit Row thing. The thing that's fucked up about Hit Row, I think is when they did their first Cypher. Vince and Bruce Pritchard, they went down to observe. That's what got them called up. That first Cypher. It was like, these motherfuckers are entertaining, which is why Hit Row as a unit was in the draft. Because it was all over that Vince and Bruce Pritchard were high on Hit Row.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, and the funny thing about, speaking of being high on Hit Row, so during last night's Monday Night Raw, Reddit has like a live thread about it. Yeah. So I jumped in because I jumped in after I heard that Super Brutality dropped the titles to Carmella and Zelina. And so I jumped in to say, yeah, during the releases I said I was worried about like Rhea, Liv, things like that. Now that she doesn't have a title, my worry is going to continue moving forward. Yeah. And then somebody recently, I meant to reply to him, but I didn't. Somebody recently was like, for all accounts, she's pretty well protected and they're high on her. And I meant to reply, they've been high on a bunch of other people that they just fucking released. I don't being high on somebody. I don't take to heart anymore.
Oh no,
because they were high. Pretty sure I heard that Vince was high on Keith Lee. Pretty sure I heard that Vince was high on a bunch of other people that he just fucking released. And it's like, well, what does that get you? Unless you're like top, then I don't.
Yeah, you have to be a made man. You literally have to be a made man now with Vince. And even then, I don't even think that's a guarantee because I'll tell you something that I love Kofi. I love the New Day. I love the Kofi Mania run.
I think I know where you're going.
But there's nobody that got more excited like about someone literally being a challenge for Brock Lesnar like Keith Lee was in the Rumble.
Yeah.
That was that 5 minutes. I would say, and it's hard because that gives a lot of credit to Brock, but Brock's, Rumble run before he got kicked out by, Drew.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he was making people, like, Keith Lee made himself, but honestly, Brock made Keith Lee. That bump, you're just like, wow, dude. Like, you literally felt the earth shake, like, through the TV. And I just don't know. Like that, I was going to go into the topic of which release, like, just pisses you off the most. Now, I can tell, I don't know, I think y'all are Hit Row.
Well, for me, the only reason why I brought up Hit Row as one of the ones that doesn't make sense is because they just got called up a month ago.
Yeah.
So for that, because again, like I was saying, I wasn't watching NXT when they were. Yeah. When I remember seeing when they banded together, but I wasn't aware on like, oh, this new stable Hit Row. It's
just mad bias, like, cause like, I don't know. You consider yourself like one of the greats when you can, when you can work on the stick. And then when you can work the match. Yeah. There's so many people right now that are literally one or the other. There's very rare, like even Roman, like damn, he had so many years to just be on the stick and it literally just happened within the last year where he goes heel. And even then, he's not that good on the stick. It's Paul.
Yeah.
Like Everybody can see that.
Yeah, I think what works with side note, I think what works with Roman is that he's good on the mic. I think Paul adds that like.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think what Paul does, because Paul doesn't really go crazy on the mic like how he used to for like Brock.
Oh yeah.
What Paul does is that
He just
cocky ass presenter,
yeah,
of like, oh, this is the tribal chief, the head of the table, this and that, and then Roman comes on and gets on the mic and just like.
Says a few
y'all
things.
fucking trash.
Yeah.
I run this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all can kiss my dick.
Yeah.
And that's the best. And this is the best fucking thing.
Oh,
it's like. But then again, how long have we been calling for Roman to go heel?
Exactly.
So I was just about to get on that. But I think the difference is whoever was scripting Roman before, Vince, was trying to have him be something less organic than what he can be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right. He's like, I want you. You're my baby face of the future. Here's everything that I want. Like when he did that suffer and succotash bullshit. Yes, he said suffer and succotash in a fucking promo.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then he was like, yeah, that's a mouthful, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the fuck is this? But now it's, you can be more subdued. Mm-hmm. Even if we script you something. Here's some bullet points. Like, I think he's being bullet pointed more than being scripted.
And that's cool, though.
Which is what was they gave when Dean Ambrose or Moxley was there. He was giving bullet points. The New Day, bullet points. Mm-hmm. Like, if you give them bullet points, it's sink or swim.
Yeah.
Because you have to, like at Mania when it rained, and they told everybody, and Kevin Owens just owned the mic because they was like, wait, we're at a delay. Go say something on the mic. And then you saw everybody, like Drew was like, I will fight backstage and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay. But then Kevin just came out and he was a fucking fantastic talker.
See, like,
he was like, hey, this is everything. And I was like, yeah. But then like, I forgot who else they put on the mic. And I was like, I think it was Braun before his release. And I was like,
yeah, because Braun ain't a talker. Yeah. Braun's a big dude and Braun can work in the ring, but he's not a talker. Yeah. He doesn't have the magic on stick. Kevin Owens has both. Yeah. But, like, that's the thing is they're not utilizing either or. Like, why Kevin isn't back in the WWE Championship run. Like, he had a little stint, and then, boom, back. Yeah. Like, back to, like, now he's, you know, just mid-card, average mid-card. And it's just like...
And I think that's some of the issues... I think some of the issues that caused some releases that obviously the roster was very bloated, but that's what happened when they signed a bunch of people... Well, from what I've seen in comment threads and replies on Twitter, and, you know, just general videos, the consensus seems to be Vince signed a bunch of people to keep them away from competition. Mm-hmm. And now they're cutting them.
But no, you're right,
100%.
But that's the thing is, like, I think the issue is it's not about the cut specifically. It's like you were going back with Hero, like you just signed these people, like you were putting the rocket ship to their back, and all of a sudden, just out of no reason, like it's like you either wanted them to do the work in a week, which even then I haven't really seen their match skills, but you can already tell on camera they're probably like they got charisma. So you want to keep on watching them, and that's what I'm saying. Like
out of
right
all
now,
of them, I heard Swerve was probably the one with the most star potential out of the group.
He was a star before he got to NXT.
Yeah,
that's what got him to NXT.
Yeah.
But they said B-Fab, she signed her main roster contract a couple of days before she got released.
Like how does that make sense? Yeah. How does that just employee wise, like how does that make sense for you to hire somebody only to just cut them because they didn't even get the opportunity? Like,
and that's what I heard about B-Fab too. I heard that her wrestling skills weren't the greatest, but I heard she was good on the mic, which is weird. Is that a lot of things that work that you can give people roles for they're not utilizing. Like Vince doesn't, like they say that Vince doesn't believe in like the valet anymore, which is crazy because you can utilize a bunch of people who might not be the best in the ring, but they can talk on the mic,
and that doesn't make sense because like then you have, and to his detriment, Paul Heyman has literally been in the game for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, that man is the manager of managers, bro.
Right.
Like, if you put your name with him, you already made it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably what happens 9 times out of 10 is Paul's just like, hey, kid, just do this. You know, he probably just tells Roman, hey, bro, just do this. I already know Vince. We're mind melding. Do this. Vince is going to be like, that's awesome fucking stuff, dude.
Yeah.
You're great.
But then look at Leo Rush. They put him in a managerial position for Bobby Lashley. And he was a fucking giant heat magnet.
Yeah.
And he gave him a nickname, the Almighty Lashley, which they're still using.
Yeah.
Which Leo Rush came out and said he coined that on the mic the day he did the promo. Like right as he was doing it. He gets no royalties from that. But they still running with the it's the Almighty era. Almighty Lashley, so on and so forth. And then one of the things that I was thinking, because with the amount of talent in the roster being what it was at the time, they should, they're still building the women's tag division.
Yeah.
They could have fucking just, because you got all this developmental, just put 2 people like Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. Mm-hmm. They have similar ring styles. They put them together, and it's working for them as a team. I mean, they're not being featured a lot, but you can put them on the main roster as a tag team, and they fit in better than what they have now.
Yeah,
just throwing, what was it?
Kaden Carter is another one that has a particular look that I like. Mm-hmm. Like, the contacts and, the hair and shit like that. It's just like, you know what?
I want to keep on watching her.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, with all of them, fucking The Way with Candice and
Johnny?
Indy Hartwell
as
a team. That worked. Indy Hartwell's, now she's tagging with some, seamlessly. Ember Moon and fucking Shotzi Blackheart worked. They called Shotzi up, release Ember.
Right.
They actually, they was like, hey, let's just beat Ember. A former NXT champion.
Right.
She was like a main eventer on the fucking main roster.
Isn't that the girl did she the one that, no, that was Charlotte that ruined Asuka's streak. Who was it? Was it Ember or was it Charlotte that...
It was Charlotte, but Ember was was Asuka in NXT because she was
the greatest opponent.
But the matches they had was like, oh shit, which is why when Asuka gave the title up, Ember won it because she was always there.
Yeah.
And then she wins it.
It's just, man.
So that's my thing. A lot of the releases don't make sense. So that was just like with Tegan Knox. Now I've heard about her injury history and everything like that, but still, so Tegan was teaming with Shotzi on the main roster.
Yeah.
But she was teaming with Ember in NXT, wasn't she?
Shotzi was.
Who wasn't Tegan?
Tegan and Dakota Kai had Team Kick.
Okay.
And then Dakota went heel.
Okay.
And and that's around the time that she got injured. And then when they brought Tegan back, she went after Candice LeRae. Okay. You got the story. Yeah. And then, after she came back from injury, you're getting caught up to the main roster.
Yeah. They teamed them together only to... And see, this was my issue before the releases, was that they're breaking teams up for no reason. Now, I'm not going to bring up the Iconics because technically Cassie said that it was her idea to break up the Iconics.
But she regretted it.
Yeah, but it's like, you have these teams, you're literally putting teams together out of thin air.
Yeah.
To fill in the women's tag division.
Yeah, you're trying to just see what works, bro.
Yeah, but you're breaking up teams
that work
to do it. Yeah. So I would have it made no sense to me that when they released Ruby Riott. That made no fucking sense to me. Because it was like, you have her and Liv.
An actual tag team.
Yeah.
Even though they released the third member of the Riott Squad. Yeah. I don't know when they released
Sarah Logan, she was last. I think either last year.
Yeah, she was last year. She was during COVID. But I think that even then, wasn't she pregnant before she got released? Or she
found out she was pregnant after they brought her back. Because, when you're in your 90 days, they can still use you. Mm-hmm. So they brought her back, and then she found out she was pregnant.
That's what's just so confusing. Because I just looked it up now just to make sure. Because I was like, man, I ain't seen this dude in months. Samoa Joe relinquished the title, apparently due to an injury.
Yeah, he ain't been on TV since.
And he ain't been on TV since.
With that,
But what I'm saying is like, okay, for the guys that are injury prone, if you get cut, if you're injury prone, that's what I'm saying. It's like, hey man, look, we can't use you. So you're literally just chilling, collecting a check. Like you're not doing anything to build the brand. And like, that's the thing is like, I don't know, like.
But in that instance, it was always weird when they put Samoa back into the ring. Because when they cut him the first time and they brought him back as like a producer or something like that.
Well, no, he was doing announcing before he got cut. He announced at Mania in the ring, and
he
then
got
all
cut
of a sudden,
like right after.
he got cut right after.
But then they bring him back.
They brought him immediately back.
He's a producer of NXT. What they did was they were calling Karrion Kross up, so they want to put it on Joe. Joe's not even injured. The only reason they had him relinquish it is because they didn't think he would be. He's the champion for NXT 2.0.
And it's just like,
so
bro,
he's still doing his behind the scenes shit.
But
He's
like,
just, why would you use an injury though?
Yeah.
That's just fucked up.
Yeah, because now it's just like that's the initial instinct is now Joe is like, man, dude is injury prone. Like he's legit been injured. He is not in the how many years he's been in WWE since what, 2015? In 6 years, I can't even remember if he's had one match at Mania. Intercontinental title, United States title, NXT title. Like he had the takeover match.
What's his AJ Styles match?
No, I don't think AJ's wrestled Jericho at Mania. He wrestled Shane at Mania. He's wrestled The Undertaker at Mania, and I think this recent one,
it was the tag.
It was the tag team, him and Omos. Yeah. You know, but like still, like bro, why AJ is not like? I get they have him in that tag team bullshit with Omos, but why AJ is not like literally just on the heavyweight card? Like, bro, like that just it's so different. Like as far as like how the product when it used to be good, and that's not even storyline aside. Like that's literally just like there was an area like when you reach a certain point at the heavyweight level, there literally is no going back, or like at that point people are like, yeah, fuck this. Yeah. Like, you know, and that like is going to, I'm talking like they're goats, but like, you know, once Steve Austin made it to the main event level, he closed the show. Years and years and years. That didn't matter if he was a heel. That didn't matter if he was injured, if he was just coming out to do like a run-in, if he was the last match on the card. Shawn Michaels, he's, you know, all these other guys that were just, you know, so when you, it just felt weird, like when you have a certain level and you reach the main event of the card, you don't move. And that, like, you can always play with it, you know. Yeah. AJ can be a heel, Roman can be the face. Roman's a heel, AJ's the face. I mean, people at this point, they just love him because they're all around. They have the work on the stick and they have the work in the ring. Mm-hmm. But, like, someone like Joe, like, how do you give this dude, like, that's what crazy is, like, they literally gave this dude all the momentum to even wrestle Brock Lesnar in like 2016 or 17. Great Balls of Fire. That was the name of the pay-per-view. I was pissed because I didn't get to go. But I was like, man, if there's one, like that's what I'm saying. That and that
terrible pay-per-view name, by the way.
Terrible pay-per-view name. But that main event though.
Yeah. Joe should have won that.
Joe should have won it.
But because like, very few people can come off as legitimate against Brock Lesnar.
And there's two. Joe's one of them, and the other was just Keith Lee. Like, bro, when they bumped, like, that's what I'm saying. When I'd never seen that. Like, you know, this is Brock Lesnar, the guy that comes in and F5s anybody else in the world and just leaves them, like, lifeless there. That one pay-per-view that one Raw where Joe literally crawls up behind Brock and puts him in the coquina clutch and literally, like, they had 3 or 4 referees, like, try and pull him off. I was like, yo.
Like they just made the fucking next main event with that.
You could have had that at Mania. Fuck Great Balls of Fire. You could have been like, man, let's lead it up.
Yeah.
Let's lead it up to Mania. Yeah. Shit, another dream match. Joe and Keith.
Yeah.
Two big men. They ain't got to go flipsies. They ain't got to go, like, literally, you could just bum rush and all that stuff. And it's like oh.
Last Survivor Series when NXT dominated and Keith Lee was on that team and him and Roman fucking shut it down.
They did the same at the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Brock shut it down. Like, at the end of that Survivor Series, Roman gave him a fist bump. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you just made your next main eventer.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, he gets COVID. He almost dies. But still fucking Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Hey, let's give him a Bearcat nickname. Why? Just have him go out and do what he was doing before.
Yeah.
What other big man do you know that literally is like moonsaulting in the ring? Like, bro, they even had the package for him. I saw the damn documentary where it's like, man, this is your next dude. Like, I fully support whatever this man does. Like, and even then, what's better than face Keith Lee? Heel Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the biggest dude that unstoppable, like, yo, no one can run me over?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, man. And then there's even cats right now that, like, I'm still shocked that they haven't been cut. Like how John Morrison got cut, but Cesaro is still in the game. Cesaro's been needing a title run.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
You went back to 2014 talking about takeovers. Man, what was it, the best of 7 or best of 5? It was a best of something series, but it was Sammy and Cesaro.
Oh yes,
man.
Yes. Cesaro's another person that's a worker, but I think this is the thing with wanting people in the title run. So I stand and I die on the hill of I don't care how well like her current run is going, even though I don't think she's a fucking heel. I don't care how well Becky Lynch's current run is going.
Yeah,
like fans are cheering her. I don't necessarily think she's a heel, especially after they just put her up against Charlotte. But I stand on the heel that it looks like Liv is getting a push.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Sure,
Liv is another one of those, like, look, you can tell, especially like the videos that she does where she's training, she's constantly working. You can tell that she's
giving
trying,
her the Rocky thing. Yeah.
She's trying to get better. She's putting in work to get better.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, she's in the title push right now, at least last I heard.
Yeah. And
then they randomly put Bianca in like a feud with Doudrop, or at least from what I saw. Like I remember like on last Raw or a couple of weeks ago, it was like she said what she said. All right, now let's see if she's gonna back it up, something like that. But I know recently I saw who's gonna challenge Becky next or something like that. But my thing is that I wholeheartedly agree. Liv should be challenging for the women's title. It should be against Bianca. It shouldn't be against Becky. It should be against Bianca.
For sure.
That's what I think, because you still have Bianca kind of on the outside of the title picture.
Yeah.
But for what? Like, she should still, like the run that Roman is going on right now, Bianca should be going on.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
For sure.
She should still, now granted, you don't release a whole bunch of fucking competitors, so that's the fucking issue. You don't have a whole lot of competitors.
Yeah. And
she was running through a whole lot of them. But, like, you have Liv Morgan. I don't know why the fuck they put Shayna Baszler in the damn tag team with Nia, when you could have had Shayna be the top threat to whoever.
She was. Yeah, Shayna was that girl.
There's this built-in story for Shayna and Bianca, because I was telling you about it. When Bianca went on her undefeated streak in NXT, Shayna broke it, but Shayna broke it with Bianca going after the women's title. So they have that feud. Now, you can take that feud, start running video packages. If you're going to have, because Bianca's road to winning the title was fucking great, and her losing the title was, man.
Right.
Like, more people outraged. What, 26 seconds?
Yeah. She got squashed.
So, here's what you do. Because they were building that Sasha was going to be there. Do an angle where Shayna takes out Sasha in the back. Like, okay.
You made somebody else look good.
Yeah, and then Shayna comes out and be like, whoever's taking that title from you, it's going to be me. And then you bring Becky out. And then she's like, let's go. But before the bell rings, Shayna just fucks up Bianca. Now, her losing the title
makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, and then she's all
legitimate.
She's like, wait, Becky, I'm going to get back to you, but I got to handle this first.
Right.
So that could be going on while Becky's, you got a built-in feud. Yeah. And it's like, there's a reason she's not paying attention to losing the belt. She's going after the person that made her lose the belt before she go back. She want to make sure that this is done.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
But for some reason, like, everybody, like, I think that's the thing is, like, I don't know if maybe that's because there's too many opportunities to see what's going on, like whether it's through social media or whether it's through Raw and SmackDown. But like like even back in the high time of wrestling, like you had people who had feuds, even though like what you were saying, like they had, hey, I'm gonna get to you, but I gotta take care of this biz real quick. This is lightweight, but you're the next, you're the pay-per-view. This right here, I'm gonna have this ongoing feud on Raw, but everybody's doing it with each other. Like shit, and like I said, like there's no reason that you shouldn't have Becky, Bianca, Liv, Shayna, like just all duking it out with each other. So one match, like that's what I'm saying. One, it's like, all right, we're gonna make one main event, Liv and Shayna. At the same time, for no reason out of nowhere, we're gonna have Bianca run in to try and fuck with Shayna. Mm-hmm. Well, then all of a sudden, Becky's got beef with Bianca, so now Becky's gonna roll in there. So now you got all four of these ladies. Mm-hmm. You could do something like, I don't know, like there were just times where like that's the whole thing about like the WWF or the WWE is like, bro, y'all got the best of the best. Mm-hmm. We should be seeing 1 week this person, like it just automatically comes up 1997, and I know, like I said, that's a crazy year, but like, bro, that February of 1997 Final Four, you had Vader, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Psycho Sid, and I even think Mankind. Mm-hmm. And then Shawn Michaels was the champion. That's 7 guys right there that are all like working, intertwining together where someone's not a fan of someone. Think Vader and Mankind because they were with Paul Bearer. But then you had like, Sid and Shawn Michaels had their beef. But then at the same time, Shawn Michaels and Bret were all like, man, I can't fucking stand you. Mm-hmm. So, but I got to handle Sid because Sid's got the belt. So when when I get the belt, I'm going to come back to you. Mm-hmm. And then you had at the same time, like every little so often, you had Steve Austin always talking shit about Bret Hart. So Bret was like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Like before I just go off on you, which it got to that point where Bret was like, fuck this. You and me at Mania, I'm going to fucking bust you up. And then they have the match of like the decade almost. So like when they have, it's like they have the talent that they do have, they're not utilizing, and then the ones that they can utilize, they're getting cut. Yeah.
Yeah. So like going back to so my issue is what I'm worried about going forward with now. And people were bringing up when I mentioned like how I'm worried about Rhea. Mm-hmm. People were like, "Oh no, Rhea's good. It's Nikki who you should be worried about." And I was like, "Well, that wouldn't surprise me if they did that." So that's why I'm not bringing it up. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut Nikki.
What? Just like I said, this is probably the least that I've been in the product since 2014, 15. Where's Alexa? Is she just like off?
Alexa, I think
she's off camera just chilling, right? She got married or something like that?
I don't think it's an injury, but I think it's on like it might be an injury, but
because the last time
I heard it was like a vacation or something like that.
Yeah, so
she had to have like I think it was like dental surgery, but that rolled into her time off.
But so the last thing that she worked with was with Charlotte, where Charlotte broke up the doll and then she just disappeared. Yeah. All right. But I mean,
and so that's a good thing. They kind of got a couple of talent. They got a couple of wrestlers
that's on the shelf that when they come back,
right? That's on the shelf that when they come back, like Asuka, Bayley, Alexa, that you can throw into the mix. Yeah. But then again, it's like
you gonna throw them into the mix, or you just gonna give them like 1 week and then nothing.
Exactly. Either that, or is it gonna be like, well, we really want to see Alexa go after the title, so let's push this person out.
For sure. And honestly, like if there's one thing right now that I would look forward to, or at least want to look forward to, and that's just because things have been working so well, so you already see it coming like right ahead of the curve. Like the one thing I look forward to as far as like main roster is Riddle and Orton. Mm-hmm. Because,
when that implodes.
When that feud goes, like, man, that is going to be... Because Randy can still work, bro. Randy doesn't work. He can still work. And he's got, that's what I'm saying. Randy is like total package. So Riddle's already made. It's almost like who you know, but like Riddle's already made right now.
And Riddle's a fucking worker too. And like his promo style, when they don't have him doing that goofy shit,
he's Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Like, if it's his brand of goofy shit.
Yeah.
Like, riding around on his fucking scooter.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
But like, his stuff with him and Pete Dunne, that's the type of match where, like, it's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, but he's doing that with Randy. Like,
Yeah,
he coming in, like, what, this past Monday, I barely caught it, but, like, my dude dressed as Randy.
Yeah.
Like, he literally dressed as
that.
Randy, and that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, the dude has good mic skills. He's entertaining. He's got the look. Like, bro, I mean, he's like, that's like one of those dudes there. He could cut it now. If he was in for the 2000s, he'd cut it there.
Yeah.
If he was in for the 2010s against like Punk and all these other, he could have cut it there. And he's, I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just, he's one of those dudes.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. There's so many other dudes that have been cut that you're just like, damn, man, like, what are y'all doing? Like, I'm still just flabbergasted at Keith Lee, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I cannot believe it.
And I understand it. And it's going back to like who I'm worried about going forward. I think the reason why I say I'm worried is because we've seen this happen before. So one, I don't think they should have two different sets of women's tag belts. Because the division is so fucking thin. Yeah. Like, I don't know what the tag division looks like in NXT.
It is great compared to a main roster.
I honestly think that...
deep.
I was going to say, I honestly think at this point, like, that's one thing that just has killed it for me as far as the last, almost 10 to 12 years of wrestling is just all these titles.
Yeah.
Like, the oversaturation of the belts, they literally don't mean anything anymore. Yeah.
But I mean, you also know that which I never knew because I've seen some great tag runs. I never knew that Vince doesn't care about like tag teams.
Yeah,
I never knew that because we've seen the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the New Age Outlaws, the Dudleys. We've seen some great runs of great tag teams. Yeah. I never
recently the fucking New Day and the Usos going back and forth.
The New Day, the
but
Usos.
But then again, when you think about that. Think about any other tag teams that those two went up against.
That is true.
All you can think about is the New Day versus the Uso as the giant tag team. Like, what, past 5 years?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you did have some...
You also had the Bar.
You had the Bar.
Yes.
You had, what are their names? Bullet Club. Anderson and Gallows that came back for a little bit. And they even had the stable that was legit. Like, man, you could have had a legit stable where AJ's the heavyweight champion. They're the Raw or SmackDown Tag Team Champions or whatever show you want to get it on. That's cool. But, like, and that's the thing, like, Randy and Riddle, they work as a tag team, but you already know that's the tag team that's going to implode and they're going to have the serious rivalry that's going to be
and then that's also one of the things, like, with the Bar, this is one of the things that they really should implement with the women's side instead of just, like, you guys are a tag team now.
Yeah.
And then you guys have the titles.
Now you got
with the Bar, they had best out of 3 matches?
Yeah.
And then whoever won, they got the challenge for a title. But then it was like a draw for the last one. And then they were like, let's go after the tag titles. And they made it work.
Yeah.
They became like, they did the whole thing where they mixed up their fucking entrances. Then they gave them their own. Then they gave a name. And they started. And they were a fantastic fucking team.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we actually gave ourselves a name. We're the Bar. We don't set the bar. We are the Bar.
Yeah.
Got our own. Hey, this fucking works because these are two dudes who were friends. And it was like, because one thing that they always did was Cesaro would fall back in tag team wrestling. Mm-hmm. Him and Tyson Kidd. Him and Sheamus. Like, they were good at putting them with teams.
Yeah.
Him and fucking Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I just watched a video about that recently. But yeah, so like my thing is that we've seen this happen before where, I mean, hell, they just did it to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed was the North American champion.
Yeah, bro.
He dropped it and then they released him like a month or two later.
They were having him do dark matches on main event.
My guy was like a younger Samoa Joe.
So like my thing is that I'm worried that Liv and Rhea are going to get dropped.
Yeah.
Because we've seen people get pushed before in title.
Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Now that's what I was saying.
I think she's made.
That's what they were saying. Like when I posted that on the Reddit thread, people were all saying like, no, like
she's made.
But look at Bray Wyatt.
But But look at the reason why. So my reasoning for being worried about Rhea is that they delayed the fuck out of her main roster start. Because I remember like hearing about she was supposed to come up. Because she caught my eye at the Rumble. So I was all in on Bianca at the Rumble. Yeah. But when her and Rhea came in, I was like, I don't know who this Rhea woman is. Yeah. But again, she has a look. Yeah, you got chains, spikes, tattoos, and then it's like, and then big, and I'm like...
What's kind of crazy, too, is like that, I think that's another reason, not that it was any of her fault, but I think that's another reason that Ruby was cut. Is because we already have our hard edge, outsider, female version of Punk kind of thing.
Their styles are
their styles are different, but that's the thing, is that's kind of what I was going to lead into, is like these days... Like with Vince and the crew or whoever's making these decisions, it's like 1 week you're like, oh man, I want the match. I want the match because the match will get you over, man. Yeah. The performance in the match will get you over. But then the very next week, it's like, no man, I want you on the stick. I need you to excel on the stick. Like Hero. Mm-hmm. Hero, I've never seen a match. Like I can't list 5 matches that they've been in where I'll be like, damn, these dudes are legit. But
they haven't been long enough to have
that matches. Too, yeah, exactly. But at the same time, every backstage segment, everybody's talking about, man, Hero. Mm-hmm. They're coming up on all the Facebook feeds. They're coming up like, damn, like who are these people? Yeah. Like they're literally shoving. But that's the thing. It's always, man, 1 week. 1 week he wants you to perform in the back or have the best backstage segment, or man, get that little X factor where someone can just latch on and talk about. Or 1 week you're like, nah, man, we need the performance. We need the match. Like the match will get you over. And then back to what I was saying, just a clear example was like, Rusev, my guy Rusev gives you both. Athletically, he's making good matches. Mm-hmm. He's got the Rusev Day thing behind him. Like literally, the roof was about to tear off when he was facing me. Like I was like, damn, they should give this dude the belt. Like, that's literally how it felt. It was so organic. It's like that really random happens.
I watched a video that's Vince didn't like that. That the fact that it happened so organically.
Oh, yeah. That's what happened with Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because this whole Austin Theory thing seems... Did Zack Ryder used to do that shit? I don't know if
Tyler Breeze did.
Tyler Breeze took the picture?
He had the selfie stick.
Ah, okay.
So, but onto your Rhea thing. Okay, mm-hmm. The first reason why I believe, like, I'm gonna jump on you is a joke. Mm-hmm. She's Australian. That's
they have
Iconics. Shane Thorne just got released. Bronson Reed's Australian.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then I think Toni Storm is also on there just because the way they're handling her. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I think Rhea might be gone is Charlotte. And it's not because of the backstage shit. When Rhea, so NXT UK, first NXT UK Women's Champion, went on a tear. Mm-hmm. I think, did she lose to Toni Storm or Kaylee Ray? I think she lost to Toni Storm. Okay, then she went over to NXT, tore it up, destroyed Shayna Baszler, top of the women's division. Then they had her, put her in COVID Mania against Charlotte for the NXT Women's Champ. Charlotte goes over.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble comes down to Bianca, Charlotte, Rhea. They eliminate Charlotte. Your 2 stars of the future. The two women who are going to main event Mania again and again and again. Send as women, with the night 1 and night 2 bullshit. All right. So Bianca wins. Charlotte gets COVID. So they slot Rhea into her spot. It's organic. She was the second woman eliminated for the Royal Rumble. Her challenging makes sense. She beats Asuka. All right. Her big feud after that, Charlotte.
That is true.
Money in the Bank, title changes.
Bullshit ass fucking.
What happened to Rhea after that?
That's exactly where I'm going. So, her lead up and the way that they've handled her run and the follow-up story to it makes me believe that she's going to fall into that group of, and we don't really know what to do with her anymore. So let's just go ahead and cut her, because it's like you don't go. Now I didn't know that they switched plans because Charlotte got COVID. I didn't know that. But you have her come in, beat Asuka, go on her run. Now, Grant, again, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a home run type of reign.
Yeah.
But, you know, with
It ended too quickly.
That is true. I do think they ended it too quickly. And also, you only got a handful of women on the rosters.
Yeah.
That she's going to run through.
Yeah.
So, you do that. You have her drop the belt to Charlotte at Money in the Bank. And then you have, you know, the former champion, you know, it's my rematch, blah, 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 this and that. You have her chasing the belt again. And then you have Nikki win the women's Money in the Bank. She cashes in and takes the title from Charlotte, which, if she was only going to hold it for a month, that was a waste of a cash in.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I firmly believe. I have no issue with Nikki actually winning, although I thought Liv should have won. But I have no issue with...
Everyone thought that.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody wanted Liv to win. But I have no issue with Nikki actually winning, but it's like, if you're going to do this, have her come out, cash in, actually win, and you're only going to have her hold it for a month, and then, like, it's a bunch of bullshit with, like, bouncing back and forth between Charlotte and Rhea and this and that. And then you end up putting all three of them, after Nikki drops the belt back to Charlotte, you put all three of them in a feud over the belt, where you're teaming them up with each other. So you team Rhea and Nikki up against Charlotte and whoever the fuck they team her up with.
Yeah.
And then, all out of nowhere, you throw Rhea and Nikki up against Nia and Shayna for the tag titles. And then and I was like, they're going to put the fucking belts on them.
Yeah.
And then they did it, and I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
They literally threw... These women were literally feuding over the women's championship like 3 weeks ago.
Why
what the
is
fuck
it so
are they
predictable?
doing? Right. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
And so then they finally dropped the belts. Which, again, I don't think there should be two belts.
Yeah.
But the team was working. They made it work.
Yeah.
They even came up with their own
Not
name.
two tag team belts, man.
Yeah. Super Brutality. I get it. Especially their styles are different. But now they don't have the belts. And it's like...
What are they doing?
Going forward, now I have to see how they're going to follow up with, like, them losing the tag belts.
Man, Rhea's doing more shit now out of the ring, like taking weird-ass pics with Damian Priest and Riddle.
Yeah.
As the Rock.
As The Rock, and like they're all three homies. Like, I guess they're road partners or whatever, but, like, that's literally the only relevant thing I've seen Rhea do.
Yeah.
Except, like, recently everybody's gone crazy about her gym pic. Like, everybody.
I ain't gonna say anything, but no.
Look, I like pastries. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
I was just like,
but
man.
I think before you get to your point, I think there's a missed opportunity with Rhea and Nikki. Although I don't necessarily think it would happen because it was Nikki's idea to do the superhero thing, and she's on, like, her wave of positivity thing, how Biggie has, like, the power of positivity during his entrance. I think they could have easily made this story or created a story around Rhea turning Nikki back into crazy Nikki.
Yeah.
Which is the best. But what I was going to say, okay, if you didn't do the show, like, once again, built-in storylines already. Because how I became a fan of Rhea, I watched the first Mae Young Classic back in her long hair, no tattoos, 19-year-old Rhea Ripley. Yeah. And like, okay. And then the next one rolled around and she's, trying to kind of adopting her look. But her match with Tegan Knox, where Tegan tore her other ACL. Yeah. And Rhea healed it the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And I was like, there's a fucking star. Now, you just broke up Shotzi and Tegan. Yeah. You got the story. Right. And you were like, why the fuck is Tegan consistently coming out and attacking Rhea? Right. I wonder why. Oh, we have a story. Look at this. And it shook, like, because that was heartbreaking. Like, I generally felt bad for Tegan because she was supposed to win the first one before they gave Takari Sane. But she got injured training for it. She comes back. She gets injured during.
Yeah.
All right. So, you just have her. Yeah, I got this chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
My redemption story was stolen.
Right.
Yeah.
By her.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Do these writers not watch their own As a fan, I just came up with that
honestly,
right now
bro,
listening to you talking about Rhea.
That's the thing that I kept on hearing is, like, the writers that do this stuff, like, it's kind of crazy because, like, wrestling fans, they'll stick with you, even in the most disappointing, but all you have to do is, like, literally just rehash shit from 20 years ago. And it's gonna, like, people are gonna eat it up, but I don't know what's been going on the last, like, 2 to 5 years where it's, like, it's some of the stuff that gets made, you're just like, bro, what?
Yeah.
And, like, I guess it's different. The stuff that sticks organically, like we were saying, like, why wouldn't you just want that? Like, how couldn't anybody just be like, damn, I got a guy on my hand right now. I could, like, literally, this could be heel or face, but I could do whatever with it.
Right.
Like, hearing you say rehash stuff from 20 years ago, that scenario I just gave, that is Hardcore Holly versus Brock Lesnar.
Boom. Like, that's
I didn't even realize until you said that.
Like,
that's Hardcore Holly. He broke his neck in the ring. Hardcore Holly gets a title shot out of it. His one and only title shot. Because Brock Lesnar broke his neck in the ring.
But, like, even, like what I was saying, the whole 97 storyline where, like, literally all your heavyweights are just clashing with each other. Nobody can get along.
Yeah.
You know, and then just out of nowhere, I mean, of course, stuff that happens, it's meant to happen. Shawn relinquishes the title, so then you got the Fatal 4-Way in November of 97. Brett wins it, but that was the thing is Brett, like, they already had it already set up where, like, the Fatal 4-Way, Shawn beat Sid at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio in his hometown. So then the whole setup was going to be Brett and Austin, because they had their little controversy where Austin won the Rumble, but Brett had eliminated him first, and Austin came through under the ring without anybody, because nobody saw it. The referees were paying attention to The Undertaker and Mankind and Vader having a scuffle, so they didn't see Austin get thrown over the top rope. Austin ran back in. He threw Brett over the top rope. So right there, you either could have had a triple threat, or you could have had Brett and Steve Austin in February, and then whoever wins face Shawn at the title. Well, then Shawn had his bullshit about dropping the belt to Brett, you know, because Shawn was just a douche back then, unfortunately. So then what they do, but that's the thing, they had so much shit on hand where if something went wrong, they're like, oh, we still got 4 to 6 dudes that we can make a main event with. Yeah. So then they put Austin, Vader, Brett, Undertaker in a Fatal 4-Way match. And again, instead of getting the right to face Shawn, that person just becomes the champion. But due to wrestling rules, Sid was the last champion, so he gets his rematch against the champion. The very next night, he wrestles Brett. And of course, the whole thing is Brett's like, bro, I'm exhausted from facing 3 of the top guys in the biz. Stone Cold fucks it up. Sid's the champion again. And then, of course, already in the books, The Undertaker was the last person to get eliminated in that Fatal 4-Way. So he gets the title shot against Sid at Mania. And then you've already got the double main event, which wasn't even supposed to be a double main event. And then you had Austin and Brett right there. And then Austin and Brett create their magic, which literally shat all over what Sid and The Undertaker. You could have left the arena that day like, bro, that was the best match. And that wasn't even the final match for the title. Like, bro, what? Like, damn, like that's what I'm saying. You gotta have, like, as a promoter, as whatever, you gotta have these reserves, and it's textbook. That's the thing. This is the same dude. This is Vince McMahon. Like, what is going on? And like, you had those great, like, that's what NXT reminded me of. You had so much talent that literally every other week somebody was mixing it in with someone. So to me, it's not even a shocker anymore that Adam Cole chose to go to AEW.
Oh, no.
Aside from the fact that, aside from the fact that he was like an opportunity to go with his friends, he was like, bro, they ain't gonna let me go here. If I don't leave willingly, they gonna cut me. Because I guarantee he would have been cut. Guarantee he would have been on that.
I think Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh yeah,
his time.
Yeah,
but his contract's coming up too.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sorry, but like that's the thing is some people are making it work and some people aren't. Yeah. Roderick, he ain't making it work. Roderick's got his own stable, and it's just like.
But Malcolm Bivens is making that stable work. And because
Not
of
right.
that. But then again, when the stable started, they cut 2 members up.
So it's like, damn, we don't even know. Like, we're starting the stable out, and we don't even have the definite members. Like, man.
Yeah, I think it's just disappointing because, again, if even for people that they're not using, because that's the case. Like, a lot of these, like, some of these people they weren't using. So I understand from that angle why they were cut. But if that's the case, you have people that might be good at something else. Again, apparently B-Fab was great on the mic, and she had a bunch of charisma, and she was drawing a bunch of stuff for Hit Row.
Yeah, she was.
So it's like, all right, well, let her develop in the ring a little bit more, but she can still come out and cut a promo for the stable.
Because the one thing with NXT, the people who, before COVID hit, the people who weren't on TV, they were getting their time on the live events. Mm-hmm. So that's how you got to your next. Mm-hmm. Bianca. Saw her in the first Mae Young Classic. They did the behind the scene thing where she was crying and Triple H was like the world is yours. Mm-hmm. Like, and then when we watched her, what was it, 24 or whatever it was? Yeah. And they showed her on live events. Before she came up with the EST, I forgot what she said it was.
Even before then, when she did, back when Paul was on Talking Smack.
Oh, yeah,
bro, like, that's...
that.
How many people got built up just by Paul Heyman telling them, yo, you're the fucking greatest thing that the company... When he's telling her that, he's like, this entire division...
him cutting that promo instantly, like...
Bro, sold Bianca.
Yeah,
like,
instantly sold. He was like, this isn't a spoiler warning.
Yeah.
This is...
You're going to be great.
No, wait, this isn't a prediction, it's a spoiler.
Yeah. It was like, this is a prediction, this is a spoiler warning. When she wins. Mm-hmm. It was just like...
You believed it. Yeah.
Carry on, sir.
But he did the same thing with Apollo Creed when he told Apollo Creed, you fucking suck, dude, but you have the ability to be great. But something like he was having that feud with Big E. I think it was over the Intercontinental title. And he's like, that's your belt, bro. That's your fucking belt. Why do you have this fucking dude who's sitting here throwing pancakes, has the belt over you? And like, bro, you see like fucking Apollo frown, you're like, yo, he just fucking lit the biggest fire under this cat.
And now they're not even using Apollo.
And fucking...
Or fucking General Aziz.
What the fuck? Like, where did that come from? Like, you literally had that one time where he beat the...
I don't remember that's Baba Tunde from fucking Raw Underground? Come on, dog.
But like, bro, like, see, like, Big E's champion, so out of nowhere... You already have an opponent from an old flame. Apollo could have run in, bum rushed him, could have ran into the Roman match and helped him and just been like, yo, bro, you and me got unfinished business. Yeah. I should have taken the Intercontinental title from you, but I didn't get to. Now you got the world title. I'm coming after you.
Look, you took something.
Yeah, you got something that I want.
How can we...
But that's the thing. That's the case about the title. That's why the title barely gets to mean anything anymore because it means more something to the women now because now you got 2 ghosts that got the belt. Like, they're already Hall of Fame bound. Becky, Charlotte. Yeah. Now is your opportunity to take, to make more mainstays like Bianca, like Liv, to be like, yo, we're the ones that are going to be right there. We're going to be your...
This is an opportunity to make stars.
You got 2 Yankees, but you need more Red Sox to be like, yo, we're like, this is going to be the rivalry of the year.
So now that like they've taken Bianca and put her on Raw, Liv is on Raw. Like, anybody that I was really watching SmackDown for is on Raw now.
Yeah,
but like,
which is predictable, by the way.
Yeah.
Like when you start to get behind someone on SmackDown, it's an annual draft. Well, that person you can
time
just
for you to go to the inferior brand.
Time for you to go help that one.
And apparently, the different networks had like told them, hey, if y'all gonna do this, we want this person involved. A lot of this, which I get. So my thing is now looking at the women's division at least. Again, one of the surprising cuts, it wasn't last week, but I'm actually surprised they cut Nia. Because I would have sworn up and down that she was Teflon. For
real, yeah. Samoan Dynasty, yeah.
Rock's cousin.
Right.
That's probably why he didn't show up for Survivor Series.
But she didn't she make something like she had given like a full something on her Instagram or
she made a statement about because people were saying it was because she wasn't vaccinated or something like that, and she was like that had nothing to do.
But
or the other reason is that she was injury prone with other people, that she hurt other people.
So like if that was the reason you're going to release her, send her back to NXT.
Yeah,
right.
Y'all caught like everyone said she was caught up too soon, but the thing with her and Charlotte, when it came out that was Charlotte, because when I watched that before they started throwing blows, I was like, that's all Charlotte. Yeah. She fucking just fish tanked that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're this professional. Always. Now look, I will always call Charlotte for her fucking overturning that moonsault. Yeah. She just stopped fucking doing that. Yeah. But when you're I
can't unsee it now that you've mentioned it.
But when you're this consummate professional, like you have going out having all these great matches, when you're in the ring with someone you know, who's gonna but Nia fucking made Becky Lynch who she is right now, on accident.
Yeah.
Because Becky was a fucking afterthought. She was going to get fucking trounced by Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series.
If she hadn't busted her up, I guarantee you wouldn't have thought that. Like, that's like one of those things, like, it just, again, it organically happened. It organically happened. Like, the same way that Austin, I'm sure Austin was supposed to get busted up, but the way he was busted up at Mania 13, like, literally bleeding like a stuck pig, like, that imagery just stays in your mind. Yeah. Like, damn, like, this dude is still fighting, but he is, like, crimson mask. Yeah. Same thing with Becky. When she got busted up, has she not been busted up?
Well, I saw people mention that on Twitter. And then I wasn't around when the man persona happened. Yeah. But the argument is that Nia didn't make Becky because the man persona was already a thing.
It was there, but it wasn't like, that's what I'm saying. It's like I bring up Stone Cold because that's the thing. Stone Cold is the same Stone Cold. Like, he was just annoying, but he was like, damn, this dude is always talking shit. Like, he's always talking shit about Bret Hart. Like, every day, like, when he was on that live wire, he's like, Bret Hart this, Bret Hart that. Be like, damn, man, that dude is living in your head rent free.
My favorite Stone Cold. I'm sorry, this is off topic.
Is that
talking about Bret Hart? No, when he was like, you put an S in front of the Hitman, and that's how I feel about Bret Hart.
Yeah, like, bro, he would just rag, and like Bret Hart would be wrestling, and then they would be like, it was that one where they would have Stone Cold on like behind the scenes, but Bret Hart was wrestling. Be like, this man ain't shit, dawg. Like, it ain't shit. Like, I don't care how many belts he's won. I don't care how many King of the Rings or Royal Rumble. Bret Hart ain't shit. Like, he was literally making a name off him until Bret was like, all right, bro, you and me at WrestleMania, submission match, XOXO, and then, bro, at that time, like, I know they were putting the rocket on Steve Austin, but Bret just, he turned it on, bro. Yeah. Bret he lit the fuse and was like, yo, I'll see you later, dog. But, you already here.
This is kind of a thing that I noticed they do with Becky before Nia broke her nose. They turned her heel against Charlotte, and now Charlotte's going to be the babyface, and everybody's like, "No, we wanted this to happen."
Right.
So then, but they were still doing that. So when they were gearing up for Survivor Series, because Ronda was the champion, and Becky was supposed to fight Ronda, but they wanted Charlotte Ronda eventually, and so they went in there, and everybody's like, "Okay, whatever." Then Nia broke her nose, and then that. Everybody's like, we're never going to boo this woman. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is the most badass picture. Yeah. You know.
It was like, it was literally that. Like, it was the same thing. Just Stone Cold, like, standing up and be like, I'm still here, bro. Yeah. Tough as nails.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the man persona started to come.
Once that was it, people couldn't get enough, bro. People were just like, the man. Like, I don't need anybody. That was the thing, is if there was one person that people legitimately believe could beat Ronda, it was Becky.
Then they did that dumbass, no, Becky, it's Charlotte. It was like, no one wants Charlotte. And the pushing of Charlotte is to the detriment of other people.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
multiple occasions, fucking Rhea Ripley being put to the wayside for Charlotte.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why Rhea, I believe that she changed her look. Because in the first Mania Classic, she was like, people compare me to Charlotte a lot. And I was like...
Now that I think, as soon as you started saying that, I was like, Damn, she did kind of look like Charlotte.
She did.
She did.
Long blonde hair, smiling all over the place. She was legitimate. Yeah. But like that's another thing is like Charlotte is now, because she was put to a certain level so soon.
Yeah.
She's literally at the point of her career where like, bro, titles don't matter. Like, you've already got the best.
Well, she like 13 now? Come on.
Yes.
No, I think 14.
But at this point, you should be in the position, like, here's the thing. You have the opportunity to do what your dad did at a better level of your career. Mm-hmm. She has literally at that level where, like, she can make future stars.
Yeah. Dude, you saying that right now, I got a perfect gimmick for Charlotte right now. The Gatekeeper. Now, she starts calling herself the Gatekeeper. What if she was like, oh, so you think you're hot shit. You want to get, so, say she's on Raw, Becky's the champion. Mm-hmm. Oh, this person's in line for a title shot. Hold on a second. I've got, so far, the most women's championships in history. You think Becky, you're worthy?
Yeah.
I'll play the Gatekeeper. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, you do like, Charlotte beats him. Well, fuck.
We have Swedish Fish in here. If you want any.
Cool.
It's like, well, fuck. I couldn't beat Charlotte. All right. Hold on. Let me go get better fighting other people. Mm-hmm. And I'll come back for you. I didn't beat Charlotte again. Am I really ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me go repeat that cycle again. But this time, there's some more call-ups. There's some more, like, bad
younger
people.
talent, yeah.
Oh, I'll beat her. She beat Charlotte before. Yeah, now I got the confidence. I can take out Charlotte.
Because what's
you
the
beat
point?
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Beating Charlotte now elevates you to another plateau.
Oh yeah.
But you don't beat her on the first time. Now I just gave you 3 matches with Charlotte but each time it feels fresh because why? I gotta go get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because here's the thing. What's the point of getting to the belt if literally, like with Nikki, for example, they're just going to take it right off you and then you're back at square one.
Nikki got the belt from Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
To which I meant, like, we were there live. I was like, who the fuck has the briefcase?
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing Nikki up there.
Yeah.
And
I remember it and I was like, oh, wait, that's what we're, huh?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
But instant moniker, like, just to piggyback what you're saying, like, you know, if you have that person that wants to go for the belt or like, hey, I want the belt, be like, you can easily not downplay the belt, be like, oh yeah, that's a champ, but she ain't won it 14 times like me.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck a belt.
Right.
I got 14 of them. That don't, like, at this point, you could literally say, that does not need, I'm the main event.
Yeah.
Belts or not, I'm, you know, like she says it all the time, I'm the one that people come to see. I'm the one, you know, my name's Flair, yada, yada, yada. I've got GOAT status, which now it's even harder to do because of all that Plane Ride from Hell bullshit coming up from Rick.
Yeah.
But even then, luckily for her, she's already cemented her legacy. So at this point, the legacy could be like, man, she made this star. She made this. It's almost like like Ric Flair. Because Ric Flair was doing that with some of these younger cats. Because Ric Flair was in 70s, 80s. And then he was doing it with all these dudes. And they're like, damn, I got to wrestle Ric Flair. My name is with Ric Flair on the card. Mm-hmm. Now you have, you know, the same thing. But Charlotte's at a much younger age where she's not that type of person where like, she's not at Undertaker status where it's like, damn, man, you still here, bro? Right. Like, what are you trying to make people for? Because you don't even, like, you're on the road, you know, you're doing the work, but now you don't need the belt. Like, your name has already reached a certain point where, like, belt is not going to matter. Becky, still fresh with the man thing, still fresh with the belt.
And
right
she's
now,
not even a man anymore. She's big time Bex.
Big time Bex. Like, and that's, but, you know, and
she's
honestly,
basically fucking Joe Namath.
But not even that, but, like, you literally see that's another thing that's not organic. At least the man, similar, like the man could have claimed to be organic, just come out of nowhere overnight. Yeah. The big time Bex, come on, y'all, that's a straight rip of her dude. Like the whole drip thing, like her coming in with like looking super super fresh, like that's literally just like I'm gonna do what he does, y'all. Because I'm just out of ideas. And I'll have the belt. And that's what I'm saying. They're coming in. They're dressing all flashy. They're looking like whatever.
I think what they're trying to do with Big Time Bex is separate it from the man.
Yeah.
Because, well, if she's still the man, it's not going to work as a heel. But it's like, Big Time Bex isn't working as a heel.
And that's, but that's the crazy thing. Like, you literally have, like, your GOATs in the business. Sure, they've they've evolved from the time that they started. You know, because of course they had to start somewhere, but there's people that legit have carried the same gimmick, and it will always be a great gimmick. Shawn Michaels will always be Boy Toy. Like, that shit is 20 years old. People still sing that shit.
Yeah,
Stone Cold, bro.
Speaking of Stone Cold, we got Broken Skull IPA if you want one.
I've had one. They're good.
You like
good. I like him. Yeah,
you,
I like
you
him.
can take him.
I like him
because he bought them for me, and I tried. Now I don't know if it's because
it's IPA.
Yeah.
Like, you
that's
can't
the thing.
go
That's
in.
why I don't know if I'm not an IPA drinker.
Yeah.
So it has a real bitter taste for me.
I
and
legit
was
bought
like,
it for the name. Yeah.
this is
I
really
legit
hard
bought
to,
it for the name.
to drink.
I'm gonna stick with the Terramana because that.
Oh yeah.
Terramana is
yeah,
fire.
Yeah.
Like fire.
But if you look, it's 3 cans. If you want them after we done, before you go ahead and take them because they just taking up space right now.
Yeah, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Brett, same music. That shit's about 30 years old. Undertaker, same music. That's about like there's a gimmick.
The gimmick is
Well, the gimmick is gone.
Changed,
Yeah, but it's evolved. But
he's
it's
Mark
still
Calloway now.
at its core. At its core, he's always been the Undertaker.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's changed, and like I said, like he could always go back to one division.
He was the dead man based off the Undertaker.
Exactly, but you're always gonna have like Brett's always gonna be the Hitman. Shawn Michaels is always gonna be HBK. Steve Austin will always be Stone Cold. But like these now, like that's what I'm saying. Someone like Charlotte, she's always the Queen, Flair, Flair for the Dream or whatever it is. You know, she's got it. Yeah. You know, she's got like that's all her now. That's barely Rick.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody else, you know, they're gonna have to keep that gimmick. And like I said, you can go heel with the gimmick, or you can go face with the gimmick. Like, I'd love to see Bianca as a heel.
I heard she had a really good heel run.
Yes, NXT, yes.
It was like, but it was one of those heel runs like just cocky. Like, she wasn't like coming in and like brutally beating people, like trying to draw heat. Mm-hmm. It was just like she came in like super confident, and then I don't know, like you said, just the charisma that she has. And then, like, I just like her, what her and Montez do. They're trip. Like they're just, they're funny. Like,
Bianca's feud with Nikki Cross in NXT because cocky, crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get you.
Yeah.
And because I don't get you, I want to beat the shit out of you.
Right? Yeah.
And it's like, and this works
all the time.
I mean, the match that their last match that they had was fucking, the ending was stupid, but that tied into a different feud. And I'm like, I want to see the rest of this match.
Yeah,
but
it's wild, dude.
It worked.
That's the thing is like, it should be right around this time, around Survivor Series, Royal Rumble time, like the end of the year, beginning of the new year, where you see like legit the road to WrestleMania. But right now, for like the first time in a minute, I'm like, I don't know where we're going, and that's gonna piss me off if they. What would piss me off a lot more is the casual. We're gonna bring in Goldberg for the Mania and then pull out. Come on, man. Like, I love Goldberg, bro. No disrespect to Goldberg, but shit.
And his match at Crown Jewel
with Taker,
with Lashley. He had a match with Lashley. It actually wasn't fucking bad. It was probably his best WWE match.
Yeah, and after that, he was like, he had to redeem himself from almost killing Undertaker.
Oh yeah. But even then, can someone explain to me why the path isn't being set right now for Lashley and Lesnar? Why the fuck is Brock Lesnar going after Roman when that's already happened twice now in the last 5 years? Bro, Lashley and Lesnar have never locked horns in all their WWE careers. Yeah. They've been in and out of WWE around the same time, different time, but they're two big beasts. And that's what's crazy is Vince is that, I love the big guys. Like, I want the big guys wrestling. Like, that's why Drew was...
So, but... piggyback on what you said. Here's like with those, when you bring it in your part-timers, they should not be in the title picture.
Well, I mean, Goldberg, yes. Lashley and Lesnar.
But you can still do Lashley and Lesnar without the belt.
Sure.
Yeah. It's still a big of a attraction.
Yeah.
Because you know that at one point, hey, you got Brock back. Well, Mania's coming around. Title picture. Yeah. It's just... like, you didn't have it last year, and you had fresh matches.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be for the title. Like I said, like, people can be, like, the title, honestly, over the last, like, 30-something years, it's lost its its top spot.
Yeah.
Like now, it's just like when you get to a point where you're above the belt, when your career is so much more above it. Like, that's what I'm saying. You literally can do the same. Here we go. Rehashing ideas. Y'all remember what The Rock did when he beat Stone Cold? I've beaten The Undertaker. I've beaten Triple H. I've beaten Kurt Angle. I've beaten Steve Austin now. I've beaten everybody. There's nobody else to beat. I'm done. And then all of a sudden, Goldberg's drums hit. Which was expected. But then, of course, Goldberg's like, you didn't beat everybody, baby. I'm next.
Right.
Same thing with Lashley. Lashley, I've beaten everybody. I've beaten John Cena. I've beaten Goldberg. I've beaten Roman. I've beaten these people. I'm the best. Belt or no belt. Lesnar. All of a sudden, you got to hear the music and be like, bro, we've never blocked once. And we've been in the same company for 20-something years.
Yeah.
And you and I have never met.
Yeah, no.
Till
but
now.
I think either I was watching a video or reading somewhere that there might not be interest on Brock's side for that.
I wouldn't know why, because Brock at this point, he's like, I could draw Brock. I don't know. To me, I could be like, man, you can put me with anybody. I'm drawing money. But like with Lashley,
Brock does also get his best matches from smaller opponents. Like him and AJ was fucking magnificent.
Bro, I will say his best match
with CM Punk.
Bro, within the last 5 years, that was it Survivor Series a couple years ago when he wrestled Daniel Bryan? When Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan put on a show with. I was like, yo, that's the first match of Brock's I'd seen in a minute that legit told the story, told a good story.
Yeah, coming back to Cesaro, like when he was a Heyman guy, and then it's like, oh, I'm not a Heyman guy anymore. It's like the smart thing to do, Cesaro versus Brock. You can have Brock come out and be like, this is what I'm going to do. Then you have Cesaro be like, I have something different for you.
Well, there still could be.
Because Cesaro, even though he's like 6'5", he can fucking go.
Yeah, that is true. I still have that video saved where I think it was on a Raw where Cesaro just goes ape shit. He like hands out a couple of European uppercuts. He jumps on the top rope. He like fucking I forget what the move is called, but he like sits on Big E and he's just like he literally goes around the ring. Outside the ring, attack somebody, European uppercut somebody like over the fucking barricade, and then gets back in the fucking ring. And I'm like, they need to test him for coke. The shit that he just did.
Yeah,
I think it started with the fucking spin.
Yeah.
I think he spun somebody and then he just went on a tear. And it's like, but I think there's still a bit of opportunity there because apparently before Brock got suspended on SmackDown, again I stopped watching SmackDown after the draft, but apparently after Brock was going ape shit on everybody, Cesaro was willing to stand up and be like, yo, chill out, and he did. And people started making the meme of Brock as the Hulk. And he was
I seen that picture.
Yeah.
Like, hey, big fella.
Cesaro
did that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he put that picture. He's like, hey, big fella, sun's coming out.
And I was like, yo, what? Yeah. So I think there might still be opportunity. Yeah. But even then, like, Brock is at the point of his career now where he can make stars.
Yeah.
So it's
what I'm saying.
So it's like, for me, what I was getting to was, I think right now, again, probably won't be watching SmackDown, I don't know. For me, it will make sense for them to put the SmackDown belt on Shayna.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think she's probably the most dangerous person on SmackDown.
And whoever takes that from her.
Right.
Top.
Exactly. And I also think they need to stop fucking around and they just need to bring Sonya back. Because they were doing a feud between Naomi and Sonya that Shayna was actually in because like Sonya screwed over Naomi.
What happened with her? Was it an injury that put her just?
No, she stopped. Originally, she had like a stalker, and there was a case with that.
Oh yeah.
They don't want her to wrestle while the case. But the thing was originally her and Mandy were supposed. They split up, Fire and Ice or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they supposed to have that hair versus hair match.
Yeah.
Then the stalker thing happened.
Yeah, and then it just
So
stopped.
then they had the loser leaves town.
Yeah.
So she can take some time off for that.
Yeah.
And they brought her back in authority realm, and
makes
we're
sense.
like, okay, where are they going with this?
Yeah.
And her and Naomi, that's one of those things. Like, sure, it's the tried and true authority figure.
Yeah.
But
that's some shit that but Naomi has restarted that feud.
Yeah.
And she's done it organically because she was the one doing the promos on like social media and shit like that, saying, "Oh, I'm on SmackDown now. Why haven't I had a match? Give me a shot." And then Sonya's just like blowing her off, and Naomi is like, "So clearly, I'm gonna have to whoop your ass."
Yeah.
But then I don't know what they're going with it because it was a couple of weeks ago where they had like the match against. It was supposed to be Naomi versus Sonya, but Sonya had Shayna wrestle her
in her place.
And then I think the following week, Sonya had like the ref like do a fast count or
I think she was the ref. She was like a special guest referee or something.
Oh yeah, she didn't count for Naomi, and then like Shayna ended up like taking her out or something like that. So it's like you got that stuff, but Shayna needs to be the next one needs to be the woman on SmackDown holding that belt. Yeah,
it'd be similar to her run on her second run on NXT, where Rhea took it from her, and now Rhea's a bigger star because of it.
Yeah,
just fucking do that.
Yeah. So I think for that, I also, as far as like I know you were saying earlier the number of titles. My only issue with the number of titles, I don't think there should be 2 women's tag titles. There should be one, then the champ should travel.
Like it originally was.
Yes,
they
bro.
didn't travel. It made no sense to me.
Yeah.
They didn't start traveling to fucking Shayna and Nia.
Yeah. But I know I've seen some people make the argument that there shouldn't be 2 women's belts. I disagree on that one because there are so many people that I think can be in the picture. If you just have one belt, then it's like, then people kind of get bumped off and forgotten about and everything like that.
Well, yeah, because then you even have the issue of like, well, whose belt is different and whose belt is better, and you know. But that's what I'm saying is like now you just put it up to 2, and you could literally just have one champion. And then all the other people that are chasing after it, and that's what I'm saying is like you have what Bruce was saying, like, yeah, you've got oh, I'm the champ, you came and you attacked me, and we had a match, but so and so ran in, so I'm gonna handle you, but you're in the back. I got you on the back burner, so I'm gonna take care of you at the pay-per-view, or shit, I'll take care of you on SmackDown while I'm handling my biz at Raw.
Yeah. And
I mean, demanding schedule, they're all demanding schedules.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also a different time. Like, you don't have...
What? You literally just had both rosters on Raw for a fucking egg.
Yeah, that is true.
So you can do a single belt and then make
That's true. I like the 2 belts because it gives... Like, I wouldn't have... For anything, I wouldn't have had Bianca drop that belt to Becky because I think the run that she could have gone on would have been just fucking amazing. Yeah. But we wouldn't have gotten that had we only had one belt, and let's say, oh, well, Becky comes back and it's the Raw belt or something like that. So I think I like the idea, or for example, Rhea's run or Rhea's opportunity. I think 2 belts gives more opportunity to that talent on those specific brands. Yeah. Now, what I will say is, I think like the women's tag champs need to travel across all 3 brands. I will say the mid-card belts they actually need to like pay more attention to, because I think there's a stat that I read somewhere that Shinsuke has only defended like the Intercontinental Championship like once since he won it.
I believe it.
So it's like you have to start taking the mid-card belt seriously, and plus like the Intercontinental belt is a worker's belt.
Yeah, and Shinsuke is a worker, but he's not working.
Right. So it's like, and Damian Priest is, from what I'm hearing, he's doing good stuff with the U.S. belt on Raw. So it's like you have like mid-card and divisions that you just need to use the talent for. So my thing is like with these releases, they need to find spots where they can utilize the talent. Again, have somebody that might not be that good in the ring work the mic as a valet or something like that. Or somebody that's really, really good in the ring that isn't really that great on the mic. Just partner them with somebody, not even as a valet. You can give them like a tag partner that can do most of the talking.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Look at Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Angelo Dawkins was in the tag team with Ty Dellinger.
Oh, he was?
Yes. No, wait, that was Jason Jordan. Angelo Dawkins had a revolving door of tag teams in NXT. Tag team partners. To the point where I thought he was going to get cut. I forgot who he was in a tag team with. But then Street Profits happened. Mm-hmm. Montez personality is through the fucking roof.
That is true.
He did most of the talking to the point where Angelo started getting the confidence, and then his time on the mic became better, and the Street Profits got the fuck over.
Yeah.
Because that fucking cup. And then you saw people just bringing solo cups to the NXT arena. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers over.
Yeah, bro. Yes.
And then WWE's like, let's throw the Street Profit logo on some cups and sell it.
Huh. I had no idea about the origins of the Street Profits before that. But yeah, like even something like that. But it has to be, I think, something that works. And what I also think needs to happen is that they have to let stuff happen organically. Like if you're not doing something with someone, don't shut them down when they come with an idea.
Yeah. Because
that's another reason why there have been a lot of cuts, is that they want to create their own farm system of sports entertainers, not necessarily wrestlers. So they have a WWE style, which I've heard a bunch of times watching videos, listening to shit, reading shit. I don't know what the WWE style is, but that's what they're looking for. They're looking for people that aren't wrestlers to train them. They're looking for athletes to train them for WWE.
Yeah, but then you look at NXT, fucking Prince Albert or Lord Tensai, whatever, A-Train, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He's the head coach. William Regal is a coach. I think Fit Finley's still doing the coaching stuff down there. You got
he might be a producer.
Scotty Too Hotty just retired.
Yeah, Scotty is a coach.
He was a producer and coach.
You got
he not doing it?
Nah, he
requested his release.
Yeah, he requested his release.
Oh shit.
And he posted something on his Instagram. He posted like a shot of the Performance Center and the ring, and then his like yellow shades, and he was just like, yeah, like I never did it for the money, and
it was like,
you
if
don't
it
have
came
any.
to that point, I didn't want to do it anymore.
And then he's just like, so I appreciate it. Yeah.
But then you got Sarah Del Rey, that's the women's. So you have all these people who got like great wrestling skills training your future generation, and they do bring in guest coaches. I don't know if that's going to go away with Triple H not doing it, because you still have a farm system, but you have the coaches that have different styles.
Yeah.
Like Sasha still goes and trains with the Amazing Red because she can learn something different than what she's been taught. So you got, like, once you get to a point, you can go, all right. So, like, the whole farm system, okay, I get it. But I think that is just teaching them camera placement, because the way NXT is filmed is in the same vein that the main roster. But, and then also going on to most of the stuff that we've been talking about and the main roster, like building feuds, like Dakota Kai and it's Raquel Gonzalez now. I remember when she was Rena Gonzalez or whatever, and Harry Rhea were R&R.
Yeah.
But what they did was Dakota turned heel. She got her muscle. Her muscle got super fucking over. Jumped her for the title opportunity. Won it. She was happy for her. And she was like, but as soon as it happened, you're like, you can see what's coming. They just switched it because Raquel got super over. So it should have been Raquel turning heel on Dakota, then Dakota eventually taking the belt. But no, Dakota's going to turn.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have their match. Dakota disappears for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It costs her the championship.
Yeah.
What happens? I don't care about that championship anymore. I care. I'm going to fuck you up.
You're right.
But it's organic.
Yeah.
And now they're feuding and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got your former champion out of the title picture without really thinking about it.
Yeah.
But this is a feud that you know has been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that on the main roster?
I think one of their issues is that they weren't. I don't think they they give people enough time to create anything like that.
No, they don't.
Because
As soon as Vince gets in there, he throws out the fucking script.
that is true. But I mean, I haven't heard about that being done on SmackDown, but it would make sense for it to only happen on Raw, since Raw was the flagship.
Oh, that happens on both.
Oh, that's all. But like, I don't know. For me, I don't know what they're gonna do with Roman now that they've done this whole thing with Big E. I mean, even then, they can still kind of carry that if they really, really wanted to. I can't see now. Now will probably be the time to like throw Cesaro in the main event picture.
Yeah,
Going
but
after
he's
Roman.
already went after the belt against Roman already.
He has?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
you just have to bring him back. But
Well, shit. Fuck it. Do Jeff. Bless you. Now,
but that makes sense because you got a story with, hey, Jeff, I want to go out like this could be my one last chance to take this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you already know the people be like, well, fuck yeah.
Right.
It's Jeff fucking Hardy.
Right. Jeff Teflon, dog. Jeff is fucking Teflon, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't. So, like I said, Liv and Rhea, I'm worried about. And that's one of the things with. It'll probably be like January or February when we start getting an idea of the Mania card before I actually like make a concrete decision on, yeah, let's go ahead and try to get some tickets. Because
But at that point, I think another thing is the tickets won't even be super sold out because like that's the thing is by now you'd already have like the layout of Mania, and since we don't, especially with all these cuts so close to the end of the year, it's just like, where do we go from here?
yeah. I mean, I've also heard there was, I think it was on Reddit when I was saying how I was unsure about going to Mania now. Somebody had said something about how they might be what's the phrase I'm looking for? They might be like blocking seats.
Oh yeah.
Like the sales might not actually be where they want them to be at.
But then they can do what they
So they might be limiting like where you can actually get seats from.
They could do what they did before the pandemic hit when Raw and SmackDown wasn't doing the numbers that they thought. When you buy your tickets and everybody get in there, they just move people.
Yeah.
Toward the hard counter.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was really excited to go to Mania this year.
Yeah.
Or next year.
I was too, because it's like back
yeah.
and it's just been a long time.
Because, what was it? We were supposed to go in 2019 to Mania, and then all the shit fell through. We were going to go to New York. Like, we were going to fly out to Philly.
Oh, yeah.
And then everybody, like, adult shit happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now that we're in Dallas, I was like, fuck yeah.
It's coming over. I mean, it'll be back, but
But,
I
like,
know.
I kind of want, like, I didn't want to go to enjoy the show. Like, that's what fucking Money in the Bank was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the shit out of Money in the Bank. It
Yeah.
may not
See, but was that because of the legitimate card? Because I had that feeling too.
Well,
Or is just like that was one of the first pay-per-views where you're literally back. So like, it could have been. I mean, no disrespect to anybody that performed that night, but like anybody that was performing that night, you could have people were just the vibe was there. Mm-hmm. Like that's even when I was watching the replays of it, I'm like, damn. I really regret not going to that show just because it was good to go back. And Money in the Bank is one of those things. Like it's not your standard pay-per-view. It's Money in the Bank. You got the ladders. You got the briefcase. It's almost. I mean, to me, Money in the Bank has made it to the point where it's synonymous, like with the Survivor Series matches and the Rumble and stuff like that.
Like I think with me, it's like baseball. I probably wouldn't have watched Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
On TV. But, because I have a hard time watching baseball on TV. But if I'm in the fucking stands,
I'm dude, you're all in. Myself. Yeah.
I'm like, so I think it was that.
Yeah.
But it was more of a proximity. Because when we, like that NXT house show we went to, that was fucking.
Oh, dude, NXT
that
house
was magnificent.
Oh, bro.
Fucking main event, Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn.
Oof. What year was that?
2016.
No, because I was in Seattle.
2015.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah. But
was it near the Was it near the
wait,
fall?
No, it was like
wait, wasn't that early?
Yeah, it was early.
Early 2016.
No, because I moved out in March, and we went to C2E2 before I moved. It was still a little cold because remember
I remember it was cold
because Finn Balor came out to tell us that it was going to be a little delay because the heating in the building went out.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And they wrestled.
Yes.
They wrestled. And it was cold as fuck.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Mind you, it's like fucking below freezing.
Bro, I'm telling you, I had it was fall of 2015. They came to Austin, stacked, dog. Joe, Breeze, you want to talk about tag teams? Fatal 4-way tag team match. Dawson. The Revival. Enzo and Cass, Jason Jordan and Gable, Jordan and Gable, Alpha. And Blake and Murphy with Alexa as the manager. Fatal 4-way, bro. Spot fest, like spot fest.
We had the Revival versus Enzo and Cass,
and
I fucking lost my shit because Enzo and Cass was the shit.
Oh, bro, they were over like Rover, dog.
It was Carmella, Bayley. I forgot who was Eva Marie and whoever, and you had your
I was gonna say, I really wish that I still want to go back and see if they actually put that up on the network because I had a sign that said if Eva wins, we riot.
No, that was mine. Yours was I came here to chew bubblegum and get a hug from Bayley, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Oh yeah,
mine said if Eva is here, we riot, and then Carmella was on the apron and she looked. It started laughing, and she just started hitting everybody and pointing to my sign.
Yeah,
I was like,
and then I did, and then the camera did hit me too. The camera did, and I was going ape shit. So I really want to see if they actually put that NXT event, which they probably didn't, because that would probably be considered like a house show.
And then it was Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. Jesus. And I remember Bull Dempsey versus Tommaso Ciampa before he actually signed. And because it was Bull Dempsey's birthday, and he got cut like a month later.
Damn. Really?
Look, dude.
And I wasn't even into watching like the
product.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, why am I blanking? I wasn't even into watching the product at the time, but I was like, look, this is my first fucking WWE event. Like, I'm still enjoying myself. So it was like, hey, I still got my fucking Bayley shirt that we got. So it was like, it was fun as fuck. Yeah. But for Money in the Bank, I think for me, I enjoyed myself. Originally, one of the reasons why we were going is because I think at the time, the main event, I don't know if it was going to be the main event, but one of the matches was going to be Bianca versus Sasha.
Yeah.
No, Bianca versus Bayley.
Yeah.
And then Bayley got hurt. And then it was supposed to be Bianca versus Sasha.
No. Sasha was still out. It was going to be Bianca versus Bayley. And then Bayley got hurt, so they put Carmella in her place and threw it on TV.
I thought it was somebody else before Carmella. And then once they switched it to Carmella, then it was going to be for the pay-per-view, and then they put it on SmackDown. They went straight to Bianca versus Carmella?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But after that, we were like, damn, that kind of sucks. Bianca's not going to be there. Well, fuck it. We done already got the tickets. Might as well go enjoy it. And it was like seeing, watching the pre-show with the Usos and the fucking Mysterios. That was fucking turned. Like, but then again, it's when you see people, when you're there and you're seeing people work.
Yeah,
I think that's what.
Oh yeah.
Because I think
because you're not getting the commercial breaks and you're not getting the I mean, you get the backstage stuff, but still you've got the stuff going on. I much prefer it to be.
But
live.
I think what it is for one, we don't see them terrible as camera cuts.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I think the live it's more what's going on in front of you.
Yeah.
Instead of all the auxiliary shit. No commentary.
Yeah.
None of those fucking dumb. I'm doing a camera motion.
Yeah.
We were going to record this video originally, but I'm doing those stupid fucking camera motions. It's none of that. It's none of the breaks in action in a pay-per-view. Like, you got advertisements on a fucking pay-per-view now.
Yeah.
Which I get because no one's paying for it. It's included in whatever subscription service.
Yeah.
So get your advertising, but your breaks, they kind of make sense.
Yeah.
You're gearing up for the next match and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, because I was texting our friend Rob, and he was like telling me what was going on with commentary. He was like, McAfee's on the table. I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to McAfee.
Right.
Like I sent them a picture of how close we were. I'm like, dude, this view, and the one thing that you can never experience through TV that fucked us up was the first time that pyro went off.
Oh my god.
And it's been a minute.
We were right next to it.
Yeah. No, we were right next to the stage.
We were so close that when Drew McIntyre came out, his little flame thing, we felt that shit.
Yeah. Like you think?
Oh no, I felt it before. Yeah.
You think that we were right on that shit? And
yeah.
I was like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because we were right next to the stage, and we were kind of behind the actual stage. Because if you go back and I recorded some stuff on my phone.
Yeah.
So when you go and you see like people coming out, like you might not actually see them until they start walking down the ramp because we're kind of behind the stage.
Yeah.
But like when the pyro went off, that was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting to be this fucking close to it. Like it was traumatizing as hell actually. Because then I was just like spooked for everybody else coming out because I wasn't sure.
We
like,
had to like,
who has pyro? Right, it was like, who the fuck has pyro?
Because there used to be a point where like nobody got the pyro anymore. Like nobody did. Like
because we were like, okay, we know Edge has pyro.
Mm-hmm.
Does Seth still have pyro? I don't think he does. Burn it down.
I was looking like, wait, Seth have pyro? And then it just starts going off. And I'm like, no. So yeah, when fucking Drew came out, I was like, oh my fucking god, that damn fire. Jeez. And then we weren't even next to it. It felt like somebody put me in a fucking oven.
Jesus. For
3 fucking seconds, dog. We weren't even right next to the fire going off. It was nowhere near us. And if your back was turned, you would have swore that your fucking clothes was like you were like 2 inches away from the fucking flame. That's how hot that shit was.
But like sitting there just like, who has pyro?
Right.
It was just
who's next? We're scared.
Where we
legit, I was up there like sticking my fingers in my ears and shit.
And then where we were was like we didn't even notice it. But like we started noticing when people started coming out setting pyro up, we were like, all right, somebody's got pyro.
Yeah.
But it was kind of curtained off, so like didn't make us pay attention. But when Seth ran out to interfere in Roman versus Edge, I was like, hey, look at Seth. And Gordon's like, okay, he's running. Yeah. Like we were right there just to see him coming from backstage to interfere and cutting in through the audience. It was like, so that's how that works.
It was amazing just seeing that shit live. But I think it's always better to see events live versus like watching them on TV.
Yeah, which is why I'm not 100% completely turned off from going to Mania. Yeah, but I want more info before I go.
Because it's Mania. It's like the same thing as like you're spending all your. It's like with the Super Bowl. Like, some people just have their Super Bowl tickets on lock. Mm-hmm. It don't even fucking matter who's playing. But, I mean, luckily, it'd be, it'd be a great thing if
Right.
the team that you actually wanted to go goes, or if it's your team that goes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't deter it away from the fact that it's the Super Bowl. You have a whole huge event, and that's how Mania has kind of gotten to the point where like even then, like dog, I went to the 2016 Mania. That Mania. Everything was cool but the main event. But to me, that's always been the biggest thing about Mania is the main event. It's like, yo,
2016.
I went to Mania here. The
No,
first time.
what was the main event in 2016?
Oh, Roman and Triple H.
Oh.
Authority versus Roman. Like at this point, the
wow.
Shield had broken up.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like looking at it now compared to like where it could be. Yo, the card was stacked. Undertaker versus Shane in Hell in a Cell. Shane took that big ass dive.
Okay.
Zack Ryder in that huge Intercontinental Classic match. It was Stardust and Kevin Owens and Miz and all these other like workers for the Intercontinental title. I think it was AJ and Jericho that year, 1-on-1, first time ever.
Yeah.
So that was legit. Like I said, that segment, it was the Wyatt family versus The Rock and John Cena teaming up, where John Cena had been gone for a minute too. So, like I said, it was just like, it was appearance after appearance after appearance. I mean, shit, who else was there? Like I said, this was back before Shawn Michaels, like, shaved his head, but it was Austin, Foley, and Shawn Michaels all coming down to the ring. They beat the shit out of...
Wasn't that the New Day?
Huh? Well, no, the match was the New Day versus the Anti-Americans. It was Alberto Del Rio and Wade Barrett and Rusev and Sheamus.
Was it the League of Nations?
The League of yeah. Whereas everybody that wasn't American, and it was them. And then of course, those three come out, beat the shit out of the League of Nations, and then of course, you know, New Day thinks that they're all in it with him, and then Steve Austin stuns the shit out of Xavier Woods because they're sitting there snapping, doing the Carlton dance, and out of nowhere hits him with a stunner, and everybody's like, "Oh shit," you know. But like, it was that Mania was just. But to me, event wise, the Takeover before, bro, that marathon match, Shinsuke's debut versus Sammy.
Jesus.
Yeah, I heard
American Alpha versus, like, I think that was the thing at that time. Those guys all had great programs. American Alpha, Blake and Murphy, fucking. I don't think Enzo and Cass, they came out the next night on Raw in Dallas, like the very next night. Who else? Like, man, I mean, it was just stacked on stacked on stacked.
Get me to go to that damn Raw after Money in the Bank.
It was.
Where was it?
It was in Dallas.
Oh, it was in Dallas.
I was like, because we drove all out to Fort Worth. I'm like, you want to go do Raw? Tickets are like $15 right now.
Not to mention, that was a really good arena. I actually just got through going to a concert too. Actually, surprisingly, I went to the Evanescence show over there Sunday, and like I was just sitting down, and that's really all I envisioned. Like the way that it's mapped out, I'm like, yo, this is a dope arena. Like, I know exactly where the ring would be if this was a wrestling event, and that is like, we were prime, and I think I got the tickets for like $50 a piece. Like
I think I paid like $120 a piece for ours.
Like not bad at all.
No, 65 each. And then I was like, because the way when I was looking up, because you know, SeatGeek, not a sponsor. When they do this, you know, the seating arrangements, they show you.
Yeah.
But would it be in a WWE? It was like, possibly this is a ring. So I was like, all right, these will be good. And then I'm looking at it, I go, we could have probably been on fucking hard camera. Well, I've been chopping the shit up with MVP. Because they were showing people just taking pictures of MVP at the ringside. I was like, ringside wasn't that expensive. We could have, you know, hindsight. But I would rather tell the story of me getting traumatized from Pyro than, I met MVP. Like if I meet MVP, that's cool. Yeah. But the fear and the Vietnam flashback you have from the fucking Pyros.
That was and it's shit like that. Just like at the NXT show, like knowing that one of those cameras is facing me, and I got my sign up, and I'm like, oh shit, this is my moment. This is my time right now.
And the hug that guy chant.
Oh yeah.
When the dude was like, one guy had the Jericho light jacket.
Oh yeah.
His girlfriend made for him, but some dude had a sign. He was like, he wasn't even close. He had a sign. It was like, I'm here from a hug for Bailey. And she came out and was like, hug that guy. So he like ran all the way up and got his hug. And then everybody popped for it because It's like just that stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean,
you won't get that on TV.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Like going forward, especially depending on how the roster looks, I would be open to more so going to house shows.
Oh yeah,
because house shows is where all the dumb shit happens. House shows is where you got Paul Heyman jumping in the ring or doing his fucking rendition of John Cena's fucking theme song and shit like that. Like all the cracking shit be happening at the house show.
Because the thing I think, like, because when they were talking, like when COVID hit and then the house show stopped, and then they were like, "Hey, what if WWE didn't do house shows?" Wrestlers like, I would much rather do house shows. Yeah, because you don't have the restrictions. You have fun. Like the video, like the fucking curtain call when Razor Ramon and Diesel was leaving. That was a fucking house show.
Yeah. It wasn't supposed to be.
But
that wasn't. Yeah, that's why it wasn't supposed to be aired.
Yeah, but people's like, you know, you see videos like Beth Phoenix. Somebody posted a video from a while ago. It's like because Beth Phoenix did the interview saying Dolph Ziggler's her favorite person to get a glam slam to. Yeah, because somebody pulled up footage from a house show of her giving a glam slam to Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. And the way that he sold it.
And then everybody in the ring is just watching like, it's like they're having a fucking good time.
And that's the thing is it's kind of hidden under. You don't get to see it on TV, so you're just like, man, this isn't going to be...
Just like after, before SummerSlam. No, was it before SummerSlam? Or was it after SummerSlam? The house shows that they were doing after SummerSlam, I believe. They had Bianca and Becky wrestling. And I was just like, what the fuck? They doing this shit at the house. And then Vega was like, dude, they're in fucking Knoxville. Like, they're not. And that's the thing. Because that was a SmackDown that was a SmackDown where Becky, like, had did some wild shit to Bianca. And I was just like, really, they're going to have her do that, like, in her hometown? But then afterwards, you know, after it goes dark, they had a dark match where Bianca won. And I was up there like...
Well, and that's the whole thing is you test out the water.
They sent us John Cena.
Yeah. That is true. Now, that pop was fucking amazing.
God. Oh, yeah. Those horns hit different in real life.
Those horns hit different. I can imagine. And I was so happy because literally 30 seconds before that, I was like...
People were walking out.
No, not even that. No, I'm talking about, like, we were standing there. And we were gonna wait anyway, just to kind of let like traffic, like foot traffic,
for sure.
You know? And I was up there like, man, let me pull my phone out just in case he says something and I might miss it or whatever like that. And so I pulled my phone out. 5 seconds later, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
And see, that's the thing is at this point now, it's like, yo, John Cena is like, anytime he shows up, it's gonna be a fucking doozy, bro. Yeah. Like. Yo, the Peacemaker's here. Like, he showed up. Like, he showed up.
Like, if they have, like, another Raw or SmackDown and Dallas,
I'd probably
and
do
we
that.
Go, and then we're like, okay, say, you know, to build to WrestleMania, and The Rock comes out to fucking start his feet, like, that's the equivalent of a Johnson, because it's going to be even more rare. Yeah. So it's like, all right, and we're just here. It's like, and he just said, if you smell, like, excuse me?
Right.
Like, where am I right now?
Right.
I will lose my voice again.
Yeah. That was amazing. But I think going back to what you originally asked, I think for me it was just it was the card at first, but then the card changed. But even then, still knew that we were going to get some quality matches.
Yeah.
But then it was just the vibe of the live. Being there live.
Yeah. Like it's just a vibe.
Because I think nothing beats like a live show. I can watch baseball on TV.
Yeah.
I can watch basketball on TV.
Yeah.
I can watch football on TV. I've never been to a football game live. But I can watch hockey on TV. I've gone to a Blackhawks game where there weren't seats. We were literally standing up at the top. And that game went into overtime and they won. And that shit was fucking amazing. I don't know shit about hockey. You know how much fun I had watching that fucking game?
Yeah.
Like the last Bulls game I went to, we played the Thunder. Russell Westbrook on the Thunder. And like I was like, it was a close game. And I was like, we losing. There's a couple seconds left. And then Eric was like, how you think it'll end? I was like, just making a joke. Like, my nigga Etwan go hit that 3 again. And that's exactly what happened. I was like, what the fuck? back when Etwan Moore was on the Bulls, and I was just joking because every time he scored, all night I was like, my nigga Etwan heating up. And I'm just joking. I was like, my nigga Etwan go win this game for us. 3 at the buzzer. As a joke, exactly what happened. The air in the fucking United States. I was like,
the fucking roof blew off on that one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, just going to live, I think mostly we enjoyed it, at least for me. Speaking for me, I enjoyed it because of the live atmosphere. Like, even just hearing, like, the random shit talking from the people.
Yeah. Well, just like I said, there's so many other things about it that just make it fun. And that's what I'm saying. Like you were saying, that's the one thing that makes me want to go to Mania. But, like, that is going to be more of a quick decision thing. And then at that point, it'll really determine on how much the tickets are.
And then one of the things, like, we didn't mean to exclude you from Money in the Bank.
Oh, no.
But it's the thing, like, so, Courtney and I were originally supposed to move to Houston before I moved to Seattle.
Yeah.
Then when we finally made the move out here, it was something that we can do together. Because, I was like, dude, Money in the Bank's coming shortly. Want to go?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, it's just, like, we just moved. There's an outing, something we both enjoy.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, that's, no. And, I mean, that's another thing, like, that's what, I mean, that there's obviously all your wrestling fans that are in the area when it comes to your town. You're just like, yo, what's up? Let's go. And you're just like, yeah, man. Like, I've already had multiple, like, buddies that are just like, yeah, man, I'll be there, or I may be there. Mm-hmm. But then, like, at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, like, I'm getting married next year. So, like, I got to save everything, like, to that. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, it's kind of just one of those things, like, if the tickets are affordable enough and I can make it happen and I can slide it, for sure. I mean, I already know for a fact, most definitely I'll be at Access. Yeah. Because that's just something like, yo, you get to walk around, you probably get to see the same people, like, hey, man, what's up? You get to see whatever, get to go buy shit. I love that shit.
Get to mingle with all the... Well, not all of them, but get to mingle with some of the stars.
Oh, yeah. Well, not even that. But seeing the same people, like, yo, you going to Access? Yeah, man, let's go kick it. Yeah, we can go get food or whatever. I mean, that's the cool part. Is I even have friends that are not even that live in the area that are just like, yo, bro, I got my package. I'm like, just, whenever you're here, man, if you want to get something or go out for a drink. That's the other fun part is, like, last time, that's actually more what I'm waiting on is I want the nightlife because there's 3 different barcades. I already know Woods is gonna hit up. Mm-hmm. Like Woods is gonna be just like that night. They're gonna be out and about. Yeah. Like they're gonna need that. So whether it's the Kung Fu Saloon, whether it's the Cidercade, whether it's Barcadia, they're gonna be at one of them or hop to all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Like probably in one night. So that'll just be one of those things. Like or like even if you're just walking downtown and they're going out to eat in different, like they're gonna be out. Like that's. I guess that's another thing is like without throwing the fucking dump truck, that's the beautiful thing of Mania when it comes to your town. You're going to be able to just, the vibe. I already know, like they're going to have WrestleCon in one of the hotels where anybody who isn't with WWE, they're
while at Mania, you can get the rap and wrestling.
Like they're like I already know AEW may not be in town. But they'll have people that are showing up and making appearances at the WrestleCon because the WrestleCon isn't licensed. It's not licensed by the event. It's like, yo, you can go to Access or you can come to WrestleCon. Or to WrestleCon, we're gonna be in this hotel lobby and we're just gonna be chopping it up.
WrestleCon typically goes on the same day as the Hall of Fame.
It usually does. But I remember even then, like,
I wasn't aware of WrestleCon.
Bro, you had like totally like that was now. I mean, I don't know what's going on now, but like Ring of Honor, like all their rosters showed up for WrestleCon. Anybody who didn't have a WWE Legends contract, they were at WrestleCon. So
how I found out about WrestleCon is someone uploaded a picture of current day Ahmed Johnson. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is Ahmed Johnson. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's like, he don't look the same.
Oh, no.
Dude's bigger than me.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, just the whole vibe when WrestleMania comes to the town, it's literally gotten beyond the WWE, but at its core, it's a WWE event.
And then plus the local wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I've been trying to look up is, hey, I want to see what local wrestling's around here. Just go watch like an indie show.
Yeah.
And that's and actually going back to what we were talking about earlier with the releases. If Rhea does get dropped, I'll probably follow her to like whatever like promotion she signs with.
Well, now we're going into.
You said what?
Because you want her to choke you.
Sir, that has nothing to do with nothing in this particular.
With her thighs. With her thighs.
Look, or whatever.
With the yamage.
You see the size.
You gonna pull that what is it? The Blob and Wolverine panel where the Blob like just literally does this and it's just Logan like, yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
Or the SpongeBob thing, where he's just like laying back and seeing shadow over it.
Just right here.
But
yeah.
Here's like, seeing as we've probably been going on for close to like 2 or 3 hours.
2:20.
Oh, okay. That's not
almost 2:20.
If the roster stays the same, what's the one match you guys like? If you go, what's the one match you want to see at Mania?
Yeah, Mania. If the roster stays the same.
Yeah. Like no legends, just the current people on the roster. Unless a legends like Edge is on the roster.
You go ahead.
I'm actually going to stick to what I said earlier. Like I just like seeing things. I have a tendency of manias, like the matches that I have as my favorites are the ones that are like first time evers.
Yeah.
So like if I were to break down my top 5 Mania matches, it's Savage Steamboat, Shawn Michaels and Brett, Mania 12, Warrior Hogan, Mania 6, Rock Hogan, Mania 18, and I think that's a couple, but what I'm getting to is like I like the whole idea of like, yo, for some reason we have never crossed paths, and that's just a dream thing. Like I was really hoping that Lashley, it may be Lashley and Lesnar, or Lashley and Roman, you know, or I do like the idea now that because you have both brands, you have more people, so it's like, man, utilize those people all in the mix. Like let's see if you all put them in the pot together. So like right now I'm calling it. If Big E's champ and Roman's champ, make a fatal 4-way double, you know, like, it reminds me, so back in Mania 2000, it was Benoit, Angle, Jericho. It was a triple threat match, but it was 2 matches. Yeah. So the first match was for like the European or Intercontinental, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So if you had like those 4 guys, Lesnar, Big E, Lashley, and Roman, in a fatal 4-way match, both titles on the line. So like when one match is done, it's like, oh no, we still going, man, because we got 2 belts up.
Yeah.
That's right now. If the roster stays the same, that would be a dream match.
That's what you want to see.
That's what I would want to see. 4 big dudes. Because I mean, we don't
big man meat.
Well, I mean, like
big meaty man smacking
but we don't.
meat,
But we don't
Big E
have.
says.
We don't like other than Seth. We don't have any more of those high flying dudes. Like. I mean, yeah, you could throw Mac in there, but I mean, Mac, you know, I don't know. He's kind of just coasting right now. I don't know. I don't know what rivalry or what program he's working with. But I mean, right now, I like that. That would be my big thing because right now it seems like all the high flyers or all the technical workers, they're all in AEW.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, he left. Like, he's, you know, he's chopping it up with, like, CM Punk and, you know. But even then, that if we're going on there, that's a match that a rematch I want to see that used to be in WWE was Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But that's a match right there. His
actual name, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'd be a fatal 4-way, both titles on the line. That would be my main event because that also you get. I don't know how long that Benoit Angle Jericho match was. I had to have gone 30 minutes.
Yeah,
paid me 30 minutes, which I mean, I don't know. I guess all those guys look like they can go, and that's also the beauty of having more men in the ring is you don't have to do much.
Right.
Like you could have Lesnar get, you know, if he's gassed, he could chill for a little bit and just hit on Big E or you know vice versa, whichever. But that's my take. Yeah.
You got something?
So I have 2. One, like I can't. So given build time and match time, Kevin Owens versus someone else who can go. Like, cause I would love. Like I'm a huge KO fan, and I would like cause I've seen Sami Zayn go 1-on-1 against fucking Finn Balor, and that was magnificent. So I was gonna either do Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens, but I was like, nah, I've seen Zayn live. I want to see Kevin Owens and someone else who can go. But I saw the interview with Woods, and he says he wants Cesaro at Mania because with them doing the party thing in the Uno and the chemistry, that they have outside of the ring. Mm-hmm. And them both, like, even though Woods doesn't get enough time to show how great of a worker he is, you know fucking Cesaro's a worker. Yeah. Put them two, give them 15, 20 minutes, fucking steal a show. Like, and seeing him, he was like, he wants Cesaro at Mania one day. I go, I want that. So that's kind of mine.
What do you think about Woods and Kevin Owens? Because you brought up Kevin Owens and anybody, so I mean, because right now Xavier Woods, he's. I mean, right now they're
that King of the Ring doing a lot, and I think it's safe to say that he has the GOAT King character.
Yeah.
Like right under him,
which is crazy because that shit gets used all the time. Yeah. Like you roll your eyes almost all the time.
Because him saying he wants to be King of the Ring, he knows what he's doing. Yeah. For that, it's like he wanted to be a tag team in a tag team.
Yeah.
And New Day is fucking on. He's like he never wanted the championship. He's wanted the IC title, King of the Ring, and tag titles, and he's got 2 out of the 3, and therefore it's just
and I was saying like they need to put him in they need to put the IC belt on him. Yes. This was before I even knew that he said that, but they need to put the IC
because he's on SmackDown, right? And the IC title is a SmackDown. It's a SmackDown belt. Oh yeah, because I mean, what the fuck is Shinsuke? I mean, I hate saying that.
Yeah,
like
what they're not doing anything.
But no, it's
what
like
the fuck
when
Shinsuke Nakamura
like how you said King Booker. When Booker T, he kind of fell down the ladder, and then he became King of Booker. Yeah,
I mean,
and then he got the World Heavyweight Championship,
but it's one of those
and
things.
It elevated him.
Yeah.
Like he elevated the title because King Booker was already fucking over.
Right,
and it's just like, I'm now your king with this championship. Because you can't just say King Booker.
And it
you
happens
have to go,
all
King
the time.
Booker.
but that's true. Like, that's like a rehashed idea that only very few dudes, when they use the King of the Ring moniker and they kill it, like nobody else got to do that. Like, let's see.
There was, King Corbin.
That was
horrible.
I don't even remember who was the king before him, but I remember King Barrett.
Wade Barrett was the King of the Ring,
and they did nothing with him. Because King Sheamus, because they had that table for 3 when it was Sheamus, William Regal, and Wade Barrett, and they were just talking about. I was like, I fucking hated this.
But William Regal didn't do so bad.
No,
but it was
what happened with him? He won it, then got suspended. So he was like, I didn't have that terrible of a go with it, but then again, I didn't have the opportunity. They were like, it did nothing for our characters.
Kurt did a good job with it. I mean, even though it was like a 2-month thing, but when he won the King of the Ring, he was walking around with the crown and all that shit.
And Stone Cold was the only person who didn't need it in the crown and
king.
He won King, then cut the Austin 316 promo.
I was gonna say that Austin 316 promo.
Yeah, he tried. He took the belt, took that fucking.
That Austin 316 promo basically gave him the green light to be like, no, fuck this cape, fuck this crown.
But that was the worst too. Oh my god! Like that fucking crown looked like a jester hat though. Like I even remember it on Owen Hart. Like it was like it didn't like have pointies. It wasn't a crown. It was like a jester hat, and then like gold spikes went out like to look like a crown, and then it had the WWF logo like right on top. Oh, and like even then like the robe and like he only won, and that was another thing is like at some point you gotta have enough, I guess, charisma, I don't know, whatever it factor to be like, okay, I'm a grown-ass man in a crown, and I'm going to be having a scepter and all this. Can I make this work or can I not? Mm-hmm. And, like, there's some people like Owen Hart, he was like, yeah, this shit looks stupid, but I'm going to go ahead and just do King of Hearts. Yeah. And then, boom, on the tight. So it's like, yo, he's the King of Hearts. Mm-hmm. He's the best out of the Hart family. Or, but very few, like Booker T, because you have Booker T who, like, from Harlem Heat days, he's Booker T, and all of a sudden you have the King of the Ring, and he's like, I'm going to do something new with this. And then just the pinky was just like the extra, and then the whole the waving. Well, and then, of course, you have Charmel, you have Queen the court. Queen Charmel and the court. So those all, okay, I can get behind this. It's like almost like I said, Jerry Lawler. There's very few people that have done it and like executed it, and you don't know how long it's gonna go for. But I mean, when you make the crown mean something, like even then that was cool to see, like when Roman beat the shit out of him, put it on, and then everybody, the Usos were like on one knee, like yo, bend the knee.
Had the bend the knee.
Yeah, bro,
bend the
like
knee is fucking great.
Yes, bro, it's a great like little thing in there, and it's like
it's one cool way of saying bow to your king.
Yeah,
bend the knee.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, honestly, I see Woods shit. I would. If we're talking now and if we're talking early, just because, like I said, he's one dude that, out of all the New Day, he's been comfortable in what he does. But it's like, nah, man, it's your time. Yeah. Like, Kofi got it first. Now Big E's on the road and he's champ. Like, he's got it. Which Big E, by the way, the Seinfeld attire that he wore.
Gear.
Bro. Yes.
Oh, that was his
Seinfeld themed.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
Like this dude.
I was wondering what that was. I thought it looked like those Megazord Reeboks. But I knew that wasn't it.
But yeah, I think with Woods it's time. Like it's
put the title on.
Oh yeah, I would put the belt on, even if he doesn't want it. Be like, bro, you're gonna do something really really cool, and now that's hopefully he's at that point, because that's what they were doing is they're like, yo, bro, just take the mic, dude. Think of something. And they were just all together, you know, like that's the organics about it. I see Woods could win the Rumble. I would love for Woods to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
I would love it. Like that would be so awesome. And then now you have, again, which has been lacking in wrestling, is now you have the potential for rivalries. Oh man, that'd be cool if Woods won the Rumble and Big E's the champ. So now it's like, ooh.
That's why I said that in the King of the Ring tournament, it should have Kofi and Woods in one round, because the story.
Yeah.
You have your best friend, but like your childhood dream, like
exactly.
Yeah.
So the fucking conflict is like, I have to do this, and
it's like, hey, bro, I got to get through you because this is my dream.
And then when he knights Kofi, Sir Kofi, it's like, you helped me get here.
Yeah.
Because like that could have been like, no matter what the fuck, him and Finn at Crown Jewel.
Oh, dude.
Shit. That match, because you have a built-in story, would have been. I would have watched Seth through Raw for that match.
Yeah.
I mean, easy play right here is just you could have a rehash of the whole Taker Triple H with Shawn as referee. Kofi wins or Woods wins the Rumble. Big E's champion. They are having this turmoil where Kofi just, hey man, I'm going to make sure everything's cool, so I'm going to be a special guest referee. Now, all three members of one of the biggest factions in the last 5 years are now in the main event all together in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Like, right there, and that's what I'm saying, like, these guys have, you literally have the intro almost like a movie, like, yo, we were brothers. Like, we were brothers, and now...
Yeah, the video package.
Oh, man, like, yeah, everything is, hunky-dory, and all of a sudden... And it doesn't have to get... Like I said, you don't have to do it where someone goes full-on traditional heel.
Yeah.
You could literally do it to where it's like, E, you don't understand, bro. This is my dream.
Right.
And now this is my opportunity. And then E's like, well, bro, look, I love you, but I'm not letting this motherfucker go.
Yeah.
And then Kofi's like, I don't want to see it get ugly, so I'm going to be right there by y'all because we've been through it all together. I mean, come on, man.
Look,
you can...
You gotta, like, if this is going to go down, I'm going to call it down the middle, but I'm here so that the brotherhood doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like, we have to.
And honestly, like, that's the thing. It can be entertaining either way. It could be entertaining if Kofi turns on E or Woods and, they stay a faction and someone's out of the New Day. Or if they literally have your legitimate match where someone gets pinned straight up, 1, 2, 3, awesome match because those guys know each other like the backs of their hands. And then you have that situation that you had at Mania 27 or 28 where like literally all three of them are just like Undertaker, Shawn, and Triple H holding each other's hands like, yo man, we're cool. We have the greatest match. Everyone's clapping. Boom. Mania moment. Oh man.
You come up with your
Is
match?
there like an application section?
Oh,
but he hasn't mentioned it. Yeah, shit.
What, for writers?
Yeah, fuck.
No, you need some TV experience.
Fuck, man.
That they're going to completely ignore.
I watched 20 hours of TV. How's that? I binge watched it.
So I have two. One would be, now that you bring up Woods. So first one is, I want like Rhea versus like Rhea versus Sasha, because that would kind of be similar to Sasha versus Bianca, but Bianca and Rhea are similar, but they're very, very different. Bianca is like a giant luchador.
Have they ever wrestled before?
Who's Rhea and
Rhea
Sasha?
and Sasha.
I don't think so.
Okay, then that's good. Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I could do that.
So Bianca is like a giant luchador. Like, she's athletic as hell, but she wrestles like a big man.
When she
gorilla pressing people.
For
you know, especially when she carried Sasha up the fucking up the ring steps and gorilla pressed her over the fucking rope and shit like that. Rhea can do that same shit, but Rhea is much more. It doesn't look like she works stiff, but Rhea is a much more like brutal wrestler, like headbutts. And the
fucking Australia, right? Australians love them headbutts.
And the fucking the fucking triple
like a rugby
pickup
type,
triple
like
pickup clothesline and shit.
She's
like
not
that.
like I know what you mean. It's sort of like Bianca has like not an Ultimate Warrior style, but she's got that. Yo, I'm an athlete. So like, you know, Ultimate Warrior had that look, so he could just press somebody over and do all that.
And
shit.
Bianca got the same look.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I would see. And Sasha is like more of a high flyer, so I think it will work well. So I would like to see like Rhea and Sasha. It could be a straight up match. The other one, I really, really love a good lumberjack match. So,
those are good. Yeah,
and especially like the one that they had on Raw back in May, where I forget who it was, but Nikki was on the outside and she threw whoever back in the ring, and that's when she was, she was like doing her crazy shit. But I want to see like a lumberjack match. Let's do Jeff Hardy versus Woods in the lumberjack.
All right.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The lumberjacks can be New Day.
Okay, so before you do the lumberjacks, are they face or is one heel? Because I mean it still works either way, but actually, it just depends on because the lumberjacks will sway depending on.
Well, you won't be able. I mean, I don't know. Like I've never seen heel Jeff. Like
but that's why now that you bring that up, so heel Jeff Hardy in a lumberjack match. Because I wanted to put Jeff with somebody. Yeah. Like whether it was like a ladder match or some type of crazy over the top where we're going to get a big spot. Yeah. But I really missed the lumberjack match.
And then what I do like, because this just...
So heel Jeff Hardy versus face Woods in the lumberjack match.
Really? Because what I like about the lumberjack match is too many matches go outside too quickly. Yeah. Like that... Yeah, somebody always... Like, especially with that, because there's nothing saying that they have to go out. Right. So you can see, like, the lumberjacks getting antsy before they start pulling somebody out.
Right, exactly.
The only thing I can picture right now, I don't know how it will work out, but, I mean, a spot for it is, like, of course, Jeff's always flying over something or jumping over something or something like that, where you could literally have him jump over the top rope or do, like, a whisper in the wind or whatever, and land on a bunch of lumberjacks, but the lumberjacks don't fall down with him. Like they just catch him, and then he just crowd surfed, and they throw his ass back in the ring.
I can see happening, like, because it's fucking Jeff Hardy. God damn it, now I'm booking spots. Is I see like the lumberjacks getting antsy, and they start fighting before they go out the ring. So it's just like, but a couple of wrestlers are strategically placed as steps, and Jeff runs up them and do poetry in motion. Like over the group to hit another group.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, and actually, you know what? The lumberjacks will do Sheamus. We'll do Apollo Crews.
I'm guessing with Commander Aziz.
Nah. Actually. SmackDown doesn't have a giant. So yeah, Cruz, and Aziz. Mm-hmm. So it'll be Sheamus, Cruz, Aziz, Cesaro, Nakamura. I don't know how many lumberjacks there need to be.
I don't either. I think they just roll out the entire roster. That's not
I think you got to look at like 10 to 20 guys.
Oh shit! I'm not gonna.
Well, they released.
Shit. Yeah, you're right.
I ain't naming 10 to 20 lumberjacks, but basically the reason why I started naming lumberjacks is because we need like the strong guys and the giants to actually like catch some people for some spots.
Yeah,
and then. While we can go with like what Bruce is saying, like they start getting antsy, like you got Cruz and maybe you still have New Day out there. Mm-hmm. So you got Cruz and you got either Kofi or Biggie, and he's like, don't think just because you're on a new brand, I forgot what you did. So then they start fighting. Yeah. So then I want to open up a spot where somebody goes and gets like a chair or a ladder or a table, and they actually have opportunity to get it and get it inside the ring or set it up outside the ring, and they set up for a spot. But it's Rhea and Sasha. I was gonna make like a fatal 4-way to get like a couple of different people in there, but I think Rhea and Sasha is good. Or lumberjack match. Heel Jeff Hardy.
That's cool.
And Woods.
Yeah, because I don't think Jeff's ever been a heel before.
Okay, I just thought of another. Sorry. But
another spot?
No, just another match.
No.
I would love to see Jeff Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin. I'm a huge Shelton Benjamin fan. Yeah, and I think Shelton needs something. Since he's been brought back, it's been tag team after tag team.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him in like a higher profile singles match, pull out some of that gold standard work, and I think because especially with Jeff, because they both tag teams. That's what we know them as, like world's greatest tag team. Gable and Benjamin, fucking Hurt Business and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hardy Boys, but because they're both great workers. Like,
it's really.
I got another one.
It's really fucking disheartening, bro. Because now, we're going in like the realms of like picking like fantasy type shit, like.
And probably and half these people might not even be with the roster.
No, well, even then, like, just think. I mean, I'm still on the case of people that used to be with the roster that got cut. Where it's like just the potential of what you could have done. Just one thing that just entered my mind was the Hurt Business coming back, but Benjamin and Cedric basically bringing in Keith. And Keith being the new leader, and Keith could have been a potential challenge for Lashley as champ. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man. The potential, like, that's what I'm saying. Just because it's Keith Lee don't mean he doesn't need a stable. A big man always, how many big men have had stables? Hogan, fucking Undertaker's had the Ministry. Like, fuck, dude. Like that could have legit been, like, that, like, I don't know. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Cedric and Shelton could have been like, nah, man, you kicked this out of yours, and you just decided to roll you and MVP. It's like, nah, we got our guy now. This is our big man right here. This is the real Hurt Business.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley, like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a I don't know.
Well, you can also do. Again, because I want it to be a spot mania.
Spot fest, yeah.
If we're talking about main event WrestleMania, he's never gotten it. Hell in a Cell.
Oh shit.
Jeff versus Seth.
Oh shit. Yeah, you're talking. Yeah, you're. That's a good match.
Give Seth some redemption from his last 2 Hell in a Cells.
Yeah, but was that his fault or was that the whole Bray
like?
But he's also never gotten. I don't think Seth has main evented Mania.
Yeah, he did. He beat Brock.
That was Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, he cashed in Money in the Bank.
Well, that was the first one he cashed on Roman, but this one is when.
Because I was watching
the year he came back from the injury. Mm-hmm. That was when he came to wrestle Brock and he beat Brock.
Because I remember watching
It was the same Mania, I think, that Kofi won. Because it was Kofi and Daniel Bryan.
Cause I remember watching the Smoking Skull, the Broken Skull sessions. The episode with Seth, and there was something about Mania that Seth hadn't done yet. He said he didn't have his Mania moment.
See, but that's crazy because a lot of people will say his Mania moment was cashing in.
Yeah, fucking
yeah, it was
he took the best curb stomp I've ever seen.
It was the Mania at the one in New York, so that would have been WrestleMania 35.
See,
but that's the other thing that's pissing me off about Mania is they're not even adding the Roman numerals to it no more. Like, it's just WrestleMania. It's like, damn, you could have... Yeah, because remember he came in with that... Seth came in with the Beast Slayer gimmick. He was the Beast Slayer.
Okay.
So he slayed the Beast. Everyone was talking about that.
But my cash-ins at Mania are always hilarious to me because they got to run down that long-ass ramp.
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
Like, come on, man. I'm going to see you. Before you get in here. Well, you better put that fucking briefcase down.
But yeah, that'd be good. Seth and Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. That'd be cool. Because that's the thing is, you're right. It would redeem Seth from those gimmick ass Hell in a Cell where it's all red and shit.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, I hate that red Hell in a Cell, man. Like,
I don't think that should be a pay-per-view.
Please,
I think that should be a main event match on a pay-per-view. I don't think it should be it because the whole thing is if you're gonna name.
That's how you blow off a feud. You don't.
Not even that. My thing is, if you name a pay-per-view Hell in a Cell, why isn't every fucking match in a Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, I mean that's
and that would get tiring. I'm not saying I want that because it would get tiring as shit.
Well, it's almost
name
like
a fucking pay-per-view Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, well, it's almost like the same thing as like the Royal Rumble match in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view or like the Survivor Series 5-on-5s on the Survivor Series. Which, I mean, I get it, like that, but no, those. I agree with you. There shouldn't be a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Now with two Rumbles, you got one opening and one closing the show. And then you got... So, Yeah. But typically the Rumble...
But see, that usually kills it. Because then, like, let's say, for example, if you're a wrestler or a superstar and, you build up a good package, but then just, like, how that shit gets decided where it'd be like, oh, bro, so your Hell in a Cell match, the one that you took a 2-month program to work up and get into a big rivalry people want to see, you're going to start the show.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, you're not given the chance to, hey, I'm gonna steal, all right, y'all, top this, and then let me go out there, they'll walk by like, hey, go follow that, bro. Because that would piss people off. That's what I always hated about, that's what I'm saying is there used to be a system or a formula to it. It's like, yeah, your mid to low level carded guys would open the show. Like you'd have your Too Cool or your tag team matches that would open the show.
Main event of all time.
Like
Too Cool for every main event.
Like, but but then like you knew like you had your. Your guys that were mid-card, like your workers, your Intercontinental title, like right in the middle. Maybe it could be a gimmick match, like a ladder match or something like that. And then you save the top gimmick match, for the big dogs at the end. Like, case in point, Armageddon. 6-man Hell in a Cell. 2000, man. I was like, yo, the roof is going to break off of this bitch. And then they ended up throwing Rikishi off the fucking
bumps ever.
Yeah.
Bro. Dude didn't even look back. He just trust-falled into that
fucking
truck, babe.
Like, that was a trip. Everybody busted up. Man, what a time to be alive. I remember watching that like, damn, dude, this is it right here. Like, how the hell can I go back? Like, how the hell can anybody move forward after this?
You should start doing what we used to do in 2015 before we went to that damn NXT show. We would always go over to one of our friends' houses and then just watch WWE Network.
Yeah.
Because after NXT, we went to Squared Circle and Kitten was fucking marking out because NWO and DX showed up at Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the other thing is like, I mean...
But this is going to be even better because John actually... What seems to be like an encyclopedic knowledge of fucking WWE.
Oh yeah, well I'm living in the heyday,
on
bro. Yeah,
like
I could definitely spout off the heydays for sure. But I mean that's what I compare it to, and it's like, I guess that's the most frustrating thing is like we are literally living in an age where like we should be seeing the greatest wrestling ever. Mm-hmm. And we have the opportunity as fans to really do get to watch it, but for some reason our intelligence still gets insulted. Like, we're doing all this gimmick, like this egg bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, that's so fucking
That's
dumb.
Trash, bro.
It's
like,
so
and right
dumb.
now, like, you have such an opportunity where not only can people, like, first of all, like, that's what's crazy about the wrestling business now, because, like, you do have the extra competition with AEW, and you've got the weekly wars or whatever, but it's like, man, not a lot of people even watch that shit because everything's on your phone nowadays. So what should you be doing nowadays? You should be talking shit on your Twitter. Like, you literally have any... If I was like Riddle or any one of these cats, Kevin Owens, I would be cutting promos in the middle of the night. Be like, yo, I cannot sleep because I can't think about getting this motherfucker in the ring on Monday because I want to whoop the shit out of him.
Yeah. But I mean, that goes back to what I was saying about Naomi. How she was
she's doing great. Yeah.
She was doing all that shit. Like, through social
Or can you imagine
network.
if someone's just like literally doing like a little live feed and all of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere.
Right.
I took your
like
live
Bianca
feed.
and Zelina. Zelina was on Twitch and Bianca was like, "What's good? The fuck you doing in my house?"
Exactly.
That was the greatest.
Right?
That was I saw that and I was like, wait,
Surprise.
what? Excuse me?
Oh, you
like,
thought this was just in the arenas?
Right.
Fuck no.
What are you doing here? I just want to see what was good. It's like, oh, he's gonna get stomped out, dog.
But how much better is that than the whole like?
That is
How much better is that than that rehearse shit? I remember it was like, I can't remember what year because I was like kind of out of wrestling, but when Triple H literally storms in Randy Orton's house and you got camera A, camera B, like, man, this ain't no movie, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you literally could have done something like that where she's like literally on camera like, yeah, I got that girl. What'd you say? I'm here at your front door, dog. Like, say that shit, yeah.
What are you doing in my house?
Yeah. What you
and
think?
then Kayla's just sitting there like,
yeah.
No, but the thing is, the way people consume media is different.
Exactly.
Like, you got streaming. A lot of people don't even have cable anymore. Mm-hmm. Yet, you got Dynamite and then now Rampage and Raw. They're all on cable. I am not,
like, fam, ain't nobody gonna watch cable when I
got
can
rid
just
of
literally
cable
see it
for
the
a
next
reason.
day.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
I'm sorry.
But what are you doing to bring me to your product?
Yeah. Case in point, that's why, I mean, as great as the network is, it didn't fucking work.
I mean,
like,
it did.
It did, but how many times were people, like, legitimate? I mean, like, the two reasons, that, in my opinion, that the network worked is because you went from $60 pay-per-views to $10. And not even that, your first month was free. Yeah. So literally, if you got it,
out fucking.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, for someone like me who like thrives on old school shit, it's like, man, you mean to tell me as soon as I get done with this, I can go back and watch SummerSlam '96?
Yeah.
Man.
But the thing that what kept me coming back to the network was NXT.
Oh yeah, bro.
So I'd watch NXT. Then when it was over, I'd go look for stuff. I'm already on the network.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck it.
What's automatically playing?
Fucking. Then they signed. It was like, oh, you're going to USA and you got 2 hours. Okay, but you still put it up on the network on Friday. So I will watch it the way I've always been watching it, which is why I say you can't blame Triple H for the failure of NXT on USA. Why am I switch to watching it on the network to any time that I want to happen to be there live on USA?
Yeah, exactly.
The transition's not going to be the same.
Well, it's going to be on the network eventually.
Well, Dynamite beat it. Well, yeah, because Dynamite isn't available. Like, there wasn't a built-in watch wait for Dynamite that it was for NXT. You have to watch Dynamite live.
Yeah.
NXT started on the network. It was an hour. The best hour of wrestling every week.
Yeah,
and then,
hands down.
And then it goes to the fucking USA, but they still put it on the network for you. Why am I going to watch it live? I can still keep watching it the way I've always been watching it.
One thing for me, it was the collection that always brought me back to the network. Just being able to be like, you know what? I really want to watch Halloween Havoc '98. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
And I like the way that it was. I like the UI for the network and everything like that. Well, Peacock now is just so trash because it doesn't work. Shit is like they literally have
horrible, bro. It's horrible.
They have shit in like episodes.
Edit
it's not
shit
by
out.
year.
Yeah.
I can't. They edit shit out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another
like if I want to go look for a specific Like if I want to go look for WrestleMania, I knew it was gonna happen.
Damn. I mean, you went out how many times?
I knew if I was gonna go look for WrestleMania 2000,
it goes by season.
It goes by season. But I think, thankfully, they actually do have WrestleMania 2000 titled WrestleMania 2000. But it's like, if I want to go look for a specific pay-per-view or a specific SmackDown, it's gonna have it listed by season, by episode. It's like, no. What happens to having everything lined up by year? This is why they needed that on dedicated network instead of putting it on another streaming service.
You had different options. Not only did you do it by year.
What I was doing before
by pay-per-view.
The Switch, I went back and watched NXT at the beginning, like the switch from FCW. So I left out on the NXT Championship tournament between Jinder Mahal and fucking Seth Rollins. The fuck I'm doing watching the Jinder Mahal main event, but they made Jinder Mahal feel like a badass on the way. And then I think where I was, they were running packages for fucking Paige.
Now I think one of the things that made sense to me for the network, but they didn't do, and I can kind of understand why they didn't. I would have liked for them to air the TV shows on the network, live, Raw and SmackDown. At the very least, Raw.
Yeah.
I get why you got TV, you got the TV deals and shit like that. But for me, as a person that doesn't have cable, if I wanted to watch Raw, I would have to wait the fucking 2-3 weeks before they put it up on the fucking network.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember how long it took them to actually put the episode of Raw or SmackDown up from the day.
A month.
Well, the whole show, but see, that's the other thing.
But because they got their TV deals, that they can't do it instantly.
But not even that. Like these days, they were just super powerful on social media. So literally for the last 6 years, I've been keeping up with everything just through the little bits that I see on the WWE videos because they're putting that on too.
Yeah. So I think for me that would have made sense, but I get why because of the TV deal. It was like I'd probably check in on Raw if I knew it was on the network or if I knew that it was going to be airing on Peacock or whatever.
Which is hilarious because Peacock is a NBC thing or NBC Universal.
Weird.
Raw airs on USA on NBC Universal. You can literally put that shit on the same week.
Yeah.
You're like, you have a system set up to build your audience.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you signed a Peacock deal. Okay. Hey, we're going to put Raw, all 3 hours commercial free, on the Friday after it airs. So you can watch it instantly and go back.
Yeah.
Because, we get it. It's
so
a 3 hour slog. But what if we have it readily available for you on the weekend?
Yeah. So you're legit getting to watch it within the week's time, so you're not totally spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have made sense to me. But now it's just such a struggle actually going through figuring out what I want to watch from Peacock on the WWE collection. Like they really should have just kept the network.
It's almost embarrassing, but I totally forgot that the network just canceled, just stopped. And then it was in the Halloween time where I downloaded the Peacock. Only reason I did was to watch the Candyman series because I'd seen the movie, the new one, and I was just like, I need to watch the old ones. And I just searched where they were streaming, and I was like, oh well, I can get this, and then as a plus, I have the WWE Network.
Shit, they got I know they got the second one. I'm pretty sure they got the first one too. They got those. I just scrolled past those on fucking
Amazon.
Yeah,
they have them on there too. Yeah, but they were on the Peacock too, and I was just like, I'm gonna get these.
Then I just got Paramount Plus.
I don't know.
I'm about to get that.
I don't know what the fuck is on there, so I don't even know.
They have the Nickelodeon licenses, which is why I got it.
Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy. They have MTV, so they have Daria, Beavis and Butthead.
I was watching Console Wars before. When I woke up, I was like, I was planning on watching it.
They get some good stuff.
But I'm like, I'm going back. Yeah, they got CBS, BT, MTV.
Yeah.
They got all the real worlds.
I forgot what was going on while you were actually asleep, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And it was either they were naming a game or something like that, or
the Stormtrooper helmet is
a beast.
Yeah, you sit there. Like, I remember when Courtney finally realized I put them in there. Sorry, guys. I was in my room and I just said, I was like, did he come out of his room and get switched?
No, I didn't. Fuck you. But, yeah, so I think we're going to see what happens. Yeah. Hopefully, I mean,
that's unfortunate.
With this most recent set of releases, I know that one of the quotes was that this really surprised some people, but then also, along with that quote, is that this is going to become like a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
So I even though I know it's not going to happen, I really hope nobody else gets released. Yeah. But it's obvious that it's going to happen.
Look, they've had people in developmentals that signed contracts years ago who's still under contract, but they're not doing anything.
Well, that's the
if
whole.
It's that, okay, because they're probably not developing at the rate that you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole beauty of getting, I don't mean to make it seem like getting cut or these cuts are a good thing. There's a lot of people that have been really, really affected. Like, I did feel bad for Frankie Monet or Taya, John Morrison's girl, because we both lost our jobs.
Yeah. Same thing with Shane Strickland and was it Jesse Kamea? They're dating.
Yeah. So it's like, we both just lost our source of income. So now we have to go out and hustle. Which, I mean, that's you always got to be hungry. It makes sense.
The thing is, they still get paid.
Yeah, but the thing is there's other people. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody got cut, within the last couple of years, and he was like, "Yo, this does not mean that it's over. Like, there's people that bounce back from this, and so this is the thing is, you got to work on your craft, make them want you back, and then make them put you in that position, and then try your hardest to just stay in there. Because I mean, even then when you see it, you see people that do come back from getting cut. And then, in about a year and a half, they're back at square one. Like, you brought up gender. What was it?
2/3 of 3-man band are former WWE champions.
Right?
Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre. They had an air guitar band.
Yeah.
They were a comedy gimmick.
Oh, wow.
And Jinder got cut first. So did Drew. And Drew was kind of crazy because Drew was actually given the rub,
early.
Really, really soon. They said Vince. Yeah. Vince was like, this is the dude. And then
which is exactly why, and I'm going to go back to that fucking thread. He was like, oh, they're safe. She's protected. I've seen people get called protected and say they literally cut the guy that Vince said was the chosen one. And they
Vince
brought
is
him
high
back.
on this person.
Yeah.
Fucking Bray Wyatt.
That means he's getting cut.
Oh, yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The number one merch seller.
Yeah.
Kept reinventing himself. Husky hairs. Fucking Bray Wyatt. Fucking Bayou Coat Leader Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. The World Eater.
The World Eater Bray Wyatt. Disappears. Fucking.
And the Fiend. I'm so glad.
Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
So glad that a Fiend action figure came out. Literally, I got it.
Dude, I was at Walmart earlier, and I was like, toy section, cut.
Yeah, they're not even there, bro.
Oh, you're still here.
Yeah, they're not even there.
I was tempted to buy that Tegan Knox figure.
Not even there. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I had that shit on pre-order, and then I got it, and 2 weeks later, I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Is it the one with the belt?
No, so there's two different kinds. So, there's the Elites, and that came with the belt.
Okay.
And no, I'm sorry. The Elite came with, which is really surprising for a kid's collection, came with the head of Bray Lantern.
Okay.
But then there's another one called the Ultimate, which is a new high. It's more articulated and has swappable heads. That one came with the belt. So I actually bought both of those hoes so he could have the lantern and the belt in hand. And that I've just got. But literally 2 weeks later, I got it. And then they're like, Bray's gone. I was like, the fuck you mean he's gone? Yeah.
Which is weird because now there's a really empty void of the month. I'm a firm believer that there always needs to be a monster.
Oh yeah,
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great gimmick.
Kane. Yeah. And you have Bray.
It's just as much as
occupying it.
Yeah.
And and a lot of people didn't like the stuff with Alexa, but I like the fact that Alexa, because it was different. Yeah. Like, you got Alexa occupying that monster space. Like, just give her better writing. Don't have her fucking...
sure. Now that you bring it back to Alexa and Bray, I have a theory. Like, when they released Bray and Alexa was still carrying her, I was like, holy shit, this is Molly Holly. Because now think about it. She was brought in as Hardcore Holly's cousin. Molly Holly is in a fucking Hall of Fame, but Hardcore Holly isn't. His gimmick was passed on to Crash and to Molly, but Molly's the Hall of Famer, so she has the Holly name, which is, his real fucking... Wait, was it his real last name? I think so. She's an auxiliary to his gimmick, and they put her in the Hall of Fame as Molly Holly.
I would say, wouldn't a Hardcore Holly, though, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But
he should be, and not just for the hardcore gimmick, but just like...
Sparky plug?
Oh, just everything. Just his... Well, everything aside from that. Yeah, that was trash.
But the thing is, it's...
Got the worst.
His gimmick was... It was like, hey, we're going to put this person under your gimmick as well. Okay, ring gear is going to match, so on and so forth. But when he got cut, she Mighty Molly, but she was still Molly Holly.
I mean, that's true.
And,
that's true.
He came back, and then they cut him again.
That's true.
But she was still Molly Holly.
She came back with the shaved head.
And then they didn't recognize, they didn't even, she's Hardcore Holly's cousin, but she's Molly Holly. And then she makes it into the Hall of Fame as Molly Holly. Bray brainwashes Alexa, and she's, part of the whole wide state. If we cut him, all right, but she still kind of got this gimmick, so let's keep it going now. If she come back, is she still going to be doing the gimmick?
Right.
We don't know. But if she's still doing the gimmick, I get Molly Holly, Hardcore Holly vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Either way, I mean, it's a time that hopefully everybody will just watch. And I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm really going to play it by ear. Like, if tickets are more than like $65...
I found 2 nights. What did I tell you? They were like $100-something each. Like, they weren't the best seats. But
I'm not worried about the seats.
Because I told Corey, I'm like, we're not going to see shit anyway.
Yeah, I don't need to be up front row. And like I said, I know people that are from out of state, or every year they treat that as like the whole, it's almost like a Disney vacation. Like, yo, we're going to WrestleMania for the weekend every year and get front row. I mean, I don't need that. Like, I'm just,
Now, at that point, I would need seats close enough to tell Rhea to check and actually have a good chance of her doing it.
He's like, what, is she going to be at Access? All right, we going to Access.
Hey, look.
I know you were in a relationship. I haven't seen you update anything, so I think you're single now. Will you choke me?
You're right. Yeah.
It's like, wow, that was very articulate. It was like, your man's here on business.
I'm here on business, baby. I'm here on business. But yeah, so I mean,
even if she's there, I'm like, can I get a picture of you faux choking my brother? I'm not even gonna tell you about it. She's like, okay. And it was just like, just take the picture. And then I'm like,
I don't know if you want to do that.
It's like, I think he just came himself.
I was gonna say, you gotta at least give me a heads up so I can ricochet the underwear now. You gotta at least give me a heads up so I can ricochet the underwear. Okay. You gotta, at the very least, be like, you got an extra pair of clothes? Yeah. No. Should I bring some? Are we getting like, what's going on
going
here?
Swimming?
Right. Like, oh no, I hear there's like a pool park, like a pool park, a water park, whatever like that. I figure, okay. Yeah, you need to at least give me a heads up with that one.
Could be like Blank Man.
But who knows, man? Like, I think right now I'm really playing it by ear as well, but it's gotta be like, we gotta have more concrete ideas of what the card might look like. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's rumbling that Roman is gonna fight Rock, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I don't necessarily know. It makes sense. They're kind of teasing it. People have been creating this storyline.
Yeah, I get that, and you know what? I know that's
something I would definitely want to go.
It's cool, wishful thinking. I mean,
I have an idea.
I dig it, But, like, to me, it's almost at the same level, like, with Goldberg. It's like, yo, man, how many times are we going to see The Rock return? Yeah. You know? And it's like, I get it. At this point, it's like, to me, Roman no longer needs the rub. Mm-hmm. Like, guy, you got that from Brock.
But the head of the table will make more sense if The Rock, who has claim because he's like the big Samoan dude.
But does that have
he
to...
is the literal head of the table.
But do you have to get that at the pay-per-view? Like, can't you... Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like... So, for example, I'm going back on one where, like, you take a literal god of wrestling and then you have the new dude. 2002, the way to get Hogan off the screen. He wrestled Brock. Brock does the bear hug, like decimates him. And this is 25-year-old Brock Lesnar against Hulk Hogan, who came back to WWF after like 8 years. Yeah. He literally is like bear hugging the shit out of it. Like Hogan is selling it stupid. Hogan's like put the pill in his mouth, coughing up the blood. Yeah. Fucking Lesnar took his blood out of his mouth, puts it on. Dog, like if that was the one, like to me, I'll even say it. Brock got the rub there before. I think he did that before he beat The Rock that year at SummerSlam. Because they were already turning on Rock. People were already getting tired of it. Like by now, they were already getting tired of The Rock. So they were already looking for the new next big thing, which he was coining the next big thing. But when he did that to Hogan, so that's what I'm saying. Do you really have to have the match at Mania? Like, do you really have to have the match? Couldn't you have something to where, you know, like. You could have had it at Survivor Series because that's what everybody's building up to. Like, the damn whole show was like a dedication to The Rock.
Which is hilarious because
he didn't show up. So, like, initially you could have had him show up. Yes, they could have celebrated. You would have had that moment. But then you would have had Roman come out. And then you would have had them all turn. And, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. The Rock says something, it happens. So, like, if The Rock is, like, beaten down to the ground, like, literally eyes roll in the back of his head, I'm the head of the table now.
But then again, if you did that, that still leads to Mania, because that's the one. Because especially with Rock's schedule, like I can schedule this far out. Yeah. So it's like you have him do his sporadic appearances. Like you call yourself the head of the table, where I'm the biggest star in the world.
But see, I mean, I guess
am literally the head of the table.
Yeah.
Anything that I do is an event.
Yeah.
Anything that you do is a blip on my radar. The head of the, and then boom, have him earn it, like because the story writes itself.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, and that's the thing. Is
I don't necessarily think they're going to do it.
If you do want more eyes outside on your Mania, yes, but like I think we're even getting to that point where like even people that are friends with The Rock or like outside eyes who basically became fans of The Rock who didn't watch wrestling, they know he's a wrestler, but they're like, damn guy, like you going back there again? Like, you going back over there for this one-time appearance? Like, come on, I thought you were over here. Like, you need to stay, like... I mean, no, it's people that, you know, they'll tell them to, you know, stay in their lane. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, it's just like, Rock, you got gassed against CM Punk. Like, to me, that was when he wrestled CM Punk and he was gassed, and then when he wrestled Cena in the rematch and he, like, tore his abdomen or something like that, I was like, yo, bro, you done. Yeah. You know, like I mean, that doesn't matter who you're against. Like, you know, talk about your stuff. Come in, make a promo. You know, if you want to take a little beat down from Roman so he could do it, but to make it like an actual match,
which is why I think it works best on Mania. No one's really going there looking for, you know, fucking clinics.
That is true.
Mania. It's more the spectacle.
I mean, yeah.
Which, I mean, you're going to get some clinics,
but see, like even then, the last time that The Rock was at Mania was in 2016, where like he showed up in his Rock gear. Like he didn't show up in the wrestling gear. He showed up in the tracksuit and the Just Bring It shirt. And then Eric Rowan came out and started talking shit. And then he was just like, well, you know, The Rock's always ready to go. And then all of a sudden, like NBA, he took off and then he did that. And he had and then all of a sudden the brothers Braun and Harper came out, and then Bray came out. And then they were all like, yeah, we could do a little 4-on-1. And all of a sudden, Cena's song hit. And you're like, oh, damn. We got, you know, The Rock and John Cena against the Wyatt family right now. Yeah. And this wasn't even advertised?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, something that's really planned, I don't know. Maybe that Because you think about it, the last time that The Rock actually had a program where he did something with somebody at Mania was John Cena. And even then, that was a whole year's worth of build-up. But that was also a different time where The Rock was... He wasn't even... I mean, it's cool to say he's always been The Rock. Yeah. But, like, now the dude is like... Bro, you're in everything. Yeah. Like, your face is on everything.
Yeah. But it also works because... Well, he had Roman play his brother in Hobbs and Shaw.
True.
His cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, it was his
cousin.
I think it was his cousin.
Yeah.
But the Usos were also in Jungle Cruise.
They were?
They were?
They were... Because when I went to... I forgot what movie I went to see. I think it's when we went to see Shang-Chi. Mm-hmm. They were playing something about Jungle Cruise when you went to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And they're showing them being chased. I go, fucking Usos. So the Usos were like disposable villains.
That's funny as well.
But, I guess to kind of push this toward being a close. All right. If we don't do Mania, say the card doesn't live up, but we still know what the card is, let's say we do Raw after Mania because the atmosphere is still the same.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
We still have, this is going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a slog, but we don't have to hear, once again, no commentary, no fucking crazy.
But that's the other thing, is you're going to see who's coming in new.
Yeah, you got the atmosphere. If they're call-ups, you're there for the call-ups.
I could do that.
And still, it sets up going forward.
Yeah.
We still know what happened at Mania. It's just because we can still just hang out for Mania because there's, once again, all the fucking events going on.
Oh, yeah.
But then we do Raw after Mania, which tickets is probably still going to be expensive as dick. But it's because it's in the same venue.
No. So Mania will be at Jerry World, AT&T. That's going to be a huge stadium. Raw, more than likely, will be at the American Airlines Center.
Okay.
Or the Dickies. It could be Dickies Arena. It could be. It could be either or. Especially from the turnout that they had there, they're gonna want to shrink it down. They'll pack the house for sure. They'll pack the house, but even then, that's only gonna be good for me because y'all park it at my crib. We can just Uber. Yeah. Like we don't have to park. Like we could take the rail or whatever. Like it'll stop right in front of the American Airlines Center.
Huh.
Yeah. So that I'm cool with that. So
yeah, that works for me. It's whatever.
But more than likely, I know for a fact I'll probably do Access. Access probably like $30-$40 a ticket. Mm-hmm. Depending on who's a top dog in there, but they're gonna have something new as far as like figure wise or something like that. That shit's always there. So I'm cool to do that. But hell, if it's half a day at Access, because once you're done with Access, like they kind of time it to where like they have it in like waves. Mm-hmm. So like even if you got there at open at like 10 a.m., you're literally there for like 4 hours, and that too, you're like, all right, guys, we've walked the exhibit hall like 3 times now. Right. We've played in the, I've sat in the Undertaker's urn or whatever, or like coffin, like, unless we're gonna see these people again, which they go and do their second row of things. Which that's the thing, is like I don't go to those specifically to meet people, but it's like because they'll have the ring, they'll probably do that whole bronze thing because. They always debut those at Access. Like, they did it for Ric Flair. They did it for Dusty Rhodes the year. Like, those statues? The bust. Yeah. Well, it's like not the Hall of Fame ones, but it's like a whole statue.
Okay.
And then they take them back to the WWE headquarters in Stamford. So it's like they have one of Andre, they have one of Rick, they have one of Dusty, and they have one of the Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
So, like, every year someone debuts something and their family members are there because 9 times out of 10 that person's already passed away. Mm-hmm. But, but that's the other thing is there's probably going to be, everybody's going to be in Dallas that weekend. Yeah. So that'll be fun as shit.
Yeah,
so,
that works with me depending on how the card looks. If Mania is a no-go and...
Because that would be even better instead of like having to forcefully meet Rhea. If you're just like she at the club, like shoot the shot, shoot the J.
Y'all gonna have to drag
me
up. Y'all gonna have to drag me up out of there, bro. Y'all gonna be like, all right, look, he going a little bit too. I'm sorry, excuse my friend. We're gonna go ahead and take him home. He's had a little bit too much drink. I ain't drink shit tonight.
Yeah. I'm straight on hype juice.
This is all me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that could work. Mania ain't looking like a no-go, and Raw's a little bit more feasible. Maybe we know.
Only time will tell, but I think definitely the path will start. More questions will be asked, and I think definitely you're going to see more ticket sales when we get an idea of who's primed for the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't even think Drew was gonna win it that year. Like honestly, I thought it was gonna be Daniel Bryan. Since he did he win one at all?
What?
He's never won a Royal Rumble.
I don't think so.
No.
No?
He's won a Mania. Like, he had his own Mania event, but Batista won the Rumble that year.
Mm-hmm.
Batista
and
won.
Roman won it the next.
And Roman won the next one, and they thought that Daniel was going to be that one, but it wasn't him.
Oh, the heat, you shouldn't have done that in Philly. That's just stupid.
Shit, The Rock was even like, the fuck y'all mad for? Like, this was the guy. Dude.
And they brought him, I was like, hey, give Roman a rub. He was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he's like, damn, like you thought it was gonna be easy. And then I remember 2017 was Randy.
Yeah.
But Randy's title match wasn't even shit.
Man, but it tied into the
2018 was Shinsuke. 2019, who won the Rumble in 2019? Seth.
Okay, good.
And then 2020 it was Drew. That was a badass Rumble. That was in Houston, man. I'll regret not driving to that one because that was at a baseball stadium. And Brock, Drew, Keith, Edge returning, man. Like, I literally heard that fucking, you think you know me? I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I was like, oh, shit.
Man, Edge.
Yo, he almost started crying. I was like, man, cry, bro.
Yeah,
cry on.
I still got that picture as saved as a reaction.
Bro.
When he was just like,
yeah, he's like, damn.
He just got that shocked look on his face where it's like, oh my God, this is happening.
I literally said, I was like, bro, you can cry. Cry. I was like, shit, do it.
Like I popped harder for when Christian came back. But that look and Edge, he was like, I was like, let me just throw this picture of me and Christian up on the Twitter again.
Man, that's hilarious. I saw someone tagged me in like this meme or some shit where like someone's deep frying. It's like for Thanksgiving and someone deep fries a turkey. Mm-hmm. But I guess that shit was so cold hitting the grease where it like does not the flames but like smoke. Mm-hmm. So the whole screen goes to smoke and then it cuts to Edge's entrance. Like I was like, damn, I gotta find it now,
that's
bro.
Funny as hell.
I gotta find it because like fuck, like that shit had me dying.
But yeah, as a close, I guess that works. If Mania is a no-go and Raw looks a little bit more feasible as far as like, you know, what to expect during the show, then we might just do that. But yeah, I guess that's been a almost 3.5 hour just talk. I'll see you whenever the fuck I upload this. This might not go for another fucking month.
But you know, it could get us started. You know, we can probably talk about Power and just hit Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, we'll do that later. My my social media my content creating meter has been burnt out, so you know it'll probably be another 6 months before I do something again. But that's been this episode of the BoDcast, people. Hope you enjoyed us just shooting the shit. You might get more, you might not. Better enjoy it while it lasts. All that good stuff. Peace out, people.
All right, peace.
Later.